Squad. You already know what time it is.
Started from the bottom, now I'm aiming for the sky. Everybody talking big, but they never even try. Stayed focused on the mission, kept my eyes on the prize. Every setback made me stronger, every loss made me wise. Money on my mind, got the hustle in my veins. Built it from the ground, now they screaming out my name. Never switched sides, never folded for the fame. Real ones beside me, yeah, we all became the game.
One shot, one chance, better all the night. Hands up to the stars, watch the city lights. No fear, no doubt, we were born to fight. This moment belongs to us, we own the night. One shot, one chance, better all the night. Everything we dreamed is finally inside. No fear, no doubt, we were born to fight. This moment belongs to us, we own the night.
We on the move, got the whole squad rolling, every door closed. Found another one opening, people throwing shade, but the future keeps glowing. While the haters keep talking, we're the ones still growing. Got dreams, bigger than the money and the fame. Trying to leave a legacy, not just another name. Stay loyal from the start, that's the reason we remain. When the pressure gets heavy, we embrace the pain. To the doubters and the critics, watching from afar, keep your comments, keep your noise. We're reaching for the stars, every scar tells a story. Every mile left a mark, now we're shining so bright, lighting up the dark.
One shot, one chance, better own the night. Hands up to the stars, watch the city lights. No fear, no doubt, we were born to fight. This moment belongs to us, we own the night. One shot, one chance, better own the night. Everything we dreamed is finally inside. No fear, no doubt, we were born to fight. This moment belongs to us, we own the night.
Big Rudy, Squad forever. We came too far to stop now.
Welcome to the Big Rudy Show. Thunder crashes, darkness falls. Hear the voices through the halls. Skylight and Shotzi take the stage, unleashing chaos, fear and rage. Freddy's waiting in your dreams. Jason's hunting by the streams. Art the clown brings twisted pain. Jigsaw's playing deadly games.
Feel the fire in your soul. Hear the crowd lose control. Raise your fists into the sky.
Tonight the legends never die. Welcome to the Big Rudy Horror Show. Into the darkness we all go. Action figures, horror games, emblems and icons, famous names.
The conjuring spirits come
And Sirius shadows start to go.
Final destination seals your fate.
The shimmer of blood rolls away.
Chucky laughs beneath the light.
Creatures rising in the night. Fear and madness side by side. There's no place left to hide.
From the movies to the screen, living out the darkest dreams. Heavy guitars and pounding drums. Hear the sounds of evil.
Freddy's hitting. What the cloud? Six songs again.
Tonight madness
show. Feel the power, let it flow. Scarlet and shot, silent the fight. Rolling over the endless night. Raise your voices in the crowd. Scream the anthem long and loud. Welcome to the Big Rudy Show. Welcome to the chamber.
What's up, everybody? I'm your boy, Mr. Rudy. Welcome to the Big Rudy Show / the Big Rudy Horror Show. Today, we're going to talk about the topic. So, we're talking about Anime Expo. It was live on Fox 11 News. And I'm going to show you what's around Anime Expo. We're going to talk about Terrifier. Finished the third one. 4, we're going to talk about Chris Jericho, but his very scary movie is. Then last one will be on Child Play from the 1988 or 86. And also we're going to talk about some breaking news about Demon Slayer. And that's it. Get ready. Sorry, guys. All right. Anime Expo is a big event every year during July. So this year they did like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And Wednesday is you pick up the badge. So Fox 11 News cover it. How is it? It's pretty crazy. And I watch Fox 11 News in the morning and nighttime to get my news. and what they say about Anime Expo, and they got Stu, the Holocauster, around the Anime Expo, and it's fair use.
You might be planning to celebrate your 4th of July watching fireworks or attending a cookout, but thousands of people in downtown LA are going to Anime Expo instead. It's packed down there. The convention started yesterday. We talked about it on the stream. It runs through Sunday. Stu, you got to look. This is where everyone is, apparently.
Yeah, this is where everybody is. And, it is definitely the Anime Expo, but I got to tell you, they should call this the Anime Expo Food Expo. Look at the lines and the crowds out here for all the food vendors happening out here. And then, of course, you got...
So there are a lot of food vendors outside off the parking lot in the street. I remember, it was, across the street with a bunch of... food trucks there, and it's very expensive to get food in the food truck. So I know, because in school we have a bunch of food trucks. There it's around $20 a plate.
The costumes. I mean, even if you're not in.
So he said costume supposed to be cosplayers
into anime, but you're into people watching. This is definitely a people watching crowd, no doubt about it. We're going to get into the anime portion that's happening over there at the convention center, but right now, just kind of rolling through the food court. Let's just pick I'm being serious on this one. We're going to pick a random one, and of course, it's one where I'm at a total loss.
Man, that food, and some Japanese food. I'm not gonna pronounce it at all. Kind of hard.
There, I have no idea. I don't even want to try to pronounce that. But there is some really cool, interesting food out here for sure. The lines are long, and that means the food is probably fantastic. Got a big rubber ducky out there. It's definitely something to see. And like you said, they've got some of the big major roads closed. This is actually Figueroa Boulevard right by Pico. They got a big...
By Pico. So there's all, in the middle of all the food truck, it's people drive. So it's pretty epic crazy there.
Portion of Figueroa shut down. And if anime is your thing and food's your thing, probably cars are your thing as well. A little bit of a car show going on out there. Very anime themed indeed. I don't want to put my car.
And you see people decorate the car anime. They're really cool one out there. I've seen a while back.
Our knowledge out there, but we were definitely checking out what's down there just moments ago. Don't know where the GTR went, but it was down there for sure. But this one, the the 300, I think that's going to be a BMW. They call it an E90, but somebody did a little engine swap on that one. That's got an LS motor in it.
Look at the motor, beautiful.
So, you know what? As far as is tugging at my heartstrings, that one's got it. German and American engineering together. Bet you that's going to be fast. As far as the Anime Expo goes, it is definitely happening here at the Convention Center. Even though they are working on it to make it even better, this is going to be a long project indeed. We've been watching that also. So
they're going to make more space for the Convention Center.
Anime Expo, like you said, happening all the way till Sunday. The thing about this, where I don't know if the producers, if Jasmine was putting it together, but they're going to have Figueroa closed. So if you're actually going out to the Coliseum for their big block party, it's going to be, you're going to have to think about this. You're going to have to navigate around it, figure out ways to get there. Parking for that event.
Okay, they're talking about the FIFA World Cup is going on.
We were just listening to a few moments ago,
right?
Is $50, and if you go on the website You can reserve parking, and I recommend you do it because I'm telling you that it's going to fill up really, really fast. And of course, go Metro. That's the easiest way. Back to the anime. Look.
Yeah, you can take the Metro, save money and time, so you're gonna be stuck in the freeway forever. Then you take the Metro, and you take the Metro subway, the trolley, to take you over there too, to the convention center.
Look at those crowds. Look at the food down there. Look, Marley, you want to.
Because I have experience of that all the time. Because really don't drive, so.
You want me to try one, and you want to give it a shot? See what the name of it is?
Which one? Aswagyu?
It's that one. That one. That was simple.
Well, I don't know if that's right. I'm sure
softball.
it's not correct.
That's it. It is.
Okay.
It is. I'm sure it is.
No,
sure
you don't know.
Oh, I love this one. Got the rice, handmade Japanese rice ball. That's ham. What's it called? Not ham. Spam and seaweed on it.
No.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Well, you mentioned
the Wagyu. The Wagyu I got.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's delicious too. I love it. And I didn't realize it had that sort of a car show feel out there as well. Cool wheels. And you mentioned, I'm just going to reiterate this for people who are out there while we have this these visuals to take in, because I'm a good people watcher. I love it. I can do that all day long.
Yeah.
So Figueroa is.
You see like fans. People have because it's hot during the time over there.
Closed in both directions between Venice Boulevard and Olympic Boulevard. That's through Monday, July 6th. Pico Boulevard fully closed in all directions between Figueroa and LA Live. And then LA Live Way, lane and ramp closures near the 110 freeway operate intermittently. All that info thanks to our producer, Jasmine, who works so hard to bring you all the latest information. All right, Stu, we appreciate you so much.
Did you know there's a...
So what do you think about Anime Expo? It's pretty crazy going on like the past 4 days, because you see cosplayer, fan, food truck, because it's more like thousands. I heard of the number. I feel like, in my opinion, it would be like 10,000 people there at Anime Expo. Every year it grows. And I feel like that's why I didn't go, since last time I went there since 2019. So 2013, 2019, last time I went there straight. Now I stopped going to it because a lot of people. What do you think about this year Anime Expo? Are you planning to go next year? With this crazy stuff going on? Let me know in the comment. Like, share. See you on the next video. Peace. So this is Anime Expo inside in the convention center. What do Anime Expo have for all this 10,000 people? And I'm guessing the number, in my opinion. See what they have there. Vendors. Any anime shows coming. And it's fair use. see, so many people inside the convention center for Anime Expo. I'm glad he fast forwarded it. So you see a lot of people cosplay at their favorite anime character.
It's over there.
Okay, so today started out very jumbled. Can't even hear myself.
We haven't been on Famous Little Girl yet, but well, we gotta be outside of this.
Sorry about that. Okay, so everyone kind of went off to do different things. I was doing a photo shoot, and now I'm looking for the others. I'll be back when I find them. Okay, so update. I found Rob.
Don't look at my goodie.
What did you buy?
I bought 8 supporter packs because yesterday I got a CSR, so it paid for itself because we sold it.
You guys actually sold it?
Yeah, he has a buyer. I just have to. What did they say? What day is today?
Yeah. Friday?
Friday? Yeah. We're gonna meet up with them tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So for context of what a CSR is, we play a game called Grand Archive. It's a card game. They're like special cards.
Ooh, special card. Never played that game before. I might try it out.
What does CSR stand for?
It's a collector super rare. Yeah.
That.
It's a full art. It's all holographic. It's super rare. Yeah. Adrian got 2 that he's selling. And then there's mine. So I guess he found buyers for all of them. So we're making our money back.
Yeah, I guess. Like, so they bought 8 boxes of these cards. They got that one card that's worth more than what they spent, and now they bought more.
We're back where we started.
Pretty much, they broke even. I mean, hey, if you break even, it's fine, right?
We get all the other cards for free.
Yeah. We don't know what we're doing next, but we'll keep you updated.
I think this is just the right size, actually.
For what? Like, nah, man, that thing's huge. See, this is for when you know you mean business.
It's really cool that it was stretch when you stretch out butter. That's funny. Whoa. So you can buy merch there also.
The sponge? Oh, it is. Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's really special.
I broke it.
Oh, I kind of like that. $20? Fuck.
No, that one's 15.
Oh, 15? For a slice or the whole thing?
I think the slice is 15, the whole thing is 20.
Damn.
You get your cheese squeeze toy.
This is what happens when SpongeBob gets my order wrong.
Brain pop. I'm good here.
Oh, hey, look, you could buy a worm and be Toji. It looks like the cat.
Yeah. My new reaction meme.
That way? Vamos. If the footage is shaky, I apologize. I have the GoPro strapped to my camera because I didn't want to carry the tripod. Oh, open space, fresh air, how I miss you. I still smell those good, too. Okay, so I did this yesterday. You guys have scanned the back. Can I do it again?
Yeah, it's once per day. Yeah, for the match. Yeah.
So you can buy merch there, figurine, action figure, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, video games, anything involve anime. Or some that Power Rangers or Sentai.
So if I don't get it today, I got 2 more chances. God, give me that burger, the burger.
They have claw machine to get some small little stuffed animal or prizes.
So this time I'm going for this one at the bottom. Wow! Damn it. Had it.
Oh, damn. Want to try mine?
I'll have that left.
You want me to try?
Yeah, you do it.
Okay. It's only not that, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it had it. It picked it up right when they were going to get over to the drop. They like swung it more. Actually, I mean, I feel like if I follow the social media,
Yeah, another one.
I get another one. I'm going to follow. You gotta be strategic. So I'm thinking maybe trying that one right there at the back.
We're getting up to the filter on its, see it's the loop on the thank you.
You should have taken the whole Burger Bear, like how was it freaking Monster Sailings and
Go back to the...
everyone that's at the cranes.
So you see the big wall thing for anime? It's more like sponsorship. You got your Crunchyroll, you got Foundation, some other Bandai or other stuff.
Everybody just... Start digging in your butt, man.
So you see people walking around. You can see more banners and more cosplay for Anime Expo going on this weekend. ¿Qué pasó, Big Rudy? Nothing much, señorero. So basically, I'm showing the cons, what's going on this week from Friday to Sunday. Today's Sunday, the last day. So I'm showing the Anime Expo is more like a New York Comic Con, but more for anime people. So I show people what the biggest event we have here in Santa California. That's San Diego Comic Con and Anime Expo, the biggest convention we have for geeky nerd pop culture.
What was that?
Japanese YouTuber. I told him I would see if I was doing.
Now you got One Piece trading card. Now people buying One Piece now because they're popular. So it's Pokemon card, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, and people bought them a lot. Because if you go to like a GameStop, they're sold out already for One Piece. So you have to go to like your local game store and pick them up.
We got caught by the gotchas.
Yeah.
Joke's on them, I stole the balls. Hello. I was looking at the dice. Okay, I think the food was over there, right?
Where's Brett at? I think Brett will be here. I don't know.
Does it really cater to us?
Oh, this is the dice that you were gonna buy?
I'm looking at different couple of them.
So yeah, there are a lot of merch there. So you got your DVD, Blu-ray, anime, figures, keychain, plushie, name them all. Yeah, there are people, people like their hentai there too.
We're gonna get a glass?
Yeah, that's the only thing. I'll use them as counters.
Okay, we may be on a little vacation. This is a horrible angle. Okay.
But unless you have the card, you're trapped.
You activated.
So basically, that's it. To show you around day 2, like around the convention center, because the convention center is that huge. They'll open like hall 1, hall 2, hall 3, like one for like merch, one for your cosplayer if you want to take photos, like that nice background. Some cosplayers like to do take pictures outside at the convention center. Even across the street, there are like Q&A panels. So that Anime Expo is huge. So what do you think about Anime Expo? Are you planning to go next year? Just let me know. Like, comment, share. See you on the next video. Peace. Rudy's out. All right. Now I can talk about my favorite anime because it's part of the horror genre. So my favorite anime I've been watching lately, and it's starring Johnny Young Bosch. This anime is called Demon Slayer. So far, the release 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 season, but season 2 that more episodes. But you can watch one of the movie called something about the train. But the new one called Infinity Castle, Part 1. It was last year they dropped the movie in theaters. But we got some information about that movie because people are rating when coming out on DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K, or any streaming. And it's fair use.
Fans, the wait is finally over. After months of waiting, rumors, and endless speculation, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Infinity Castle, Part 1 has finally received its official stream.
So they're finally releasing it in streaming. Hinosuke, I met the voice actor. Remember, I showed you the little clip. Giyu, down here next to right here, the Johnny Young Bosch voice acting character.
Streaming release date. And yes, this time it's not a leak or rumor. The movie has officially been announced to arrive on streaming platforms.
So Crunchyroll is the biggest streaming for anime because you get your Japanese there and your dub. So basically Japanese call it a different name, but I'm gonna call it an American way. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Part 1 streaming premiere date will be announced during Anime Expo.
Starting July 28th, the announcement came around Anime.
So it will be releasing July 28th at Crunchyroll. If you don't watch, if you didn't see any Demon Slayer episode, that anime is really good. Great background story, good character development, sword fighting. Come on, yeah, Johnny Young Bosch, and in the show. If you watch the Infinity Castle, try to watch it. One famous movie actor is in the voice acting. My name is Jeff.
Expo 2026, where many fans were already expecting some major Demon Slayer news, and now we finally have confirmation. Infinity Castle Part 1 will be available on Crunchyroll, Netflix, and Prime Video, but available...
Oh, Netflix and Premium Prime.
Ability will depend on your region. Crunchyroll will be the main platform streaming the movie.
So, news. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle has been officially announced to streaming to Crunchyroll, Netflix Premium Video, or Amazon Prime. You have that from July 28th. Crunchyroll will release the most worldwide Asian, Japanese, mainland, China, and Indian on July 28th. Prime will be available select origin, if I said correctly.
Movie exclusively in most regions worldwide. Netflix will release the movie across Asia starting July 28th, excluding Japan, mainland China, and India. Prime Video will also have the movie available in select regions. And honestly, this has been one of the longest waits Demon Slayer fans have experienced. The movie originally premiered in Japanese theaters back on July 18th, 2025, meaning fans had to wait almost an entire...
So, that Johnny Young Butch voice actor character
year before finally being able to watch it officially from home. But looking at the insane success of Infinity Castle in theaters, the delay makes sense. The movie became one of the biggest anime theatrical events in recent years, and the studio clearly wanted to give it a full cinematic theatrical events in recent years.
So basically, the Infinity Castle have been released in the United States. They made $128 million in North America. Then $648 million worldwide. That's crazy. Probably they be Supergirl.
Years, and the studio clearly wanted to give it a full cinematic run before bringing it online. Now, fans around the world will finally get the chance to experience the beginning of the Infinity Castle trilogy again from their own homes. Of course, the next big question is about Infinity Castle Part 2. Right now, there's still no official release date for the second movie.
So, we don't know when Infinity Castle Part 2 gonna be released, because they're Part 3. And then they're going to end the series. And it's over.
But many fans are expecting the next installment sometime in 2027. Ufotable is clearly treating this trilogy as a massive cinematic...
So people opinion think the movie will be released next year. I hope so, but... I hope so, man. I'm being waiting. It's going to be 2 years. Or if you want to just read the manga.
Project, taking their time to deliver the same level of animation and quality fans expect from Demon Slayer. But for now, all eyes are on July 28th because one of the biggest anime movies is finally coming to streaming. So what do you think? Was the long wait worth it, or should Infinity Castle have arrived online much sooner? And are you excited for the next movie? Let me know down.
I would say that it's going to be a year being released, but should this movie be released earlier, like halfway up the year, so people can watch it, or just wait till the 28th?
Below, if you enjoyed this update, don't forget to like and subscribe for more anime news, and I'll see you in the next one.
All right, guys. So what do you think about this breaking news about Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Part 1? Should the movie be released earlier? Okay, it was released last year. Or it's a perfect date for July 28th to be released in the streaming platform like Crunchyroll, Netflix, Prime. For my opinion, I would say that at least to drop it before, like in April, or like halfway, then we can watch it. Or people can cut up to watch like the whole season. So what do you guys think about it? Let me know in a comment, like, share. See you on the next video. Release out. Alright, the next video is Dead Meat, favorite from the channel. I love the people, James, cover it. But today we're going to talk about Child Play, the first movie that directed by Tom Holland. No, I'm not talking about Spider-Man Tom Holland, but the director, older guy I met also. So the movie was dropped in 1986, if I correctly. I don't know, been a while, but it's one of my Child Play. Chucky, I love that movie. Everybody know what Child Play. Everybody know who Chucky is. So really, I never have seen the movie though. The movie's been longer. So for youth, take it away, James.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're starting our second look at the Chucky franchise, beginning with the original Child's Play. I first covered this series 5 years ago, back when the Kill Count was a much simpler show. As I did with the Friday the 13th series, I'm going to give Chucky a quote-unquote recount, which again has nothing to do with the number of kills being counted, because that's not really what this show is about anymore. Instead, I'm doing this to take a more in-depth look at one of the most enduring franchises in all of horror. Chucky the Killer Doll is nothing short of horror.
So basically, there's 7 movies of Chucky. I'm not counting the reboot one with Mark Hamill. 'Cause all 7 movies are connected also. And their free season of the Chucky show. It wasn't in USA Network, but it did live like a cliffhanger. But another Chucky movie is coming pretty soon. I don't know when.
Horror royalty. Personally, I think when it comes to mainstream audiences, aka not us horror freaks, Chucky might be better known than Jason, Freddy, and Michael. It's debatable for sure, but almost everyone can identify Chucky by both name and appearance, especially if you were around when Bride came out in the late 90s. He was freaking everywhere.
I'm doing love scenes with Jennifer Tilly, and you're calling me a dummy?
What's even more impressive is how many people are scared of the little fucker.
And you know, Chucky make an appearance, WCW that time. Ooh, you guys didn't know about that. I know about it, 'cause I was watching WWE and WCW that time.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Anecdotally, there's not a single horror villain who I hear more people say scares them. The Chucky franchise is also pretty unique among the major horror properties when it comes to continuity. While the other slasher bigwigs tend to have sequels that ignore previous installments, the Child's Play series has maintained a consistent storyline throughout all 7 of its films, and into its TV series, which premiered on Sci-Fi and USA in 2021. I'll be covering Season 1 on the Kill Count at the end of these recounts, just in in time for the season 2 premiere on Wednesday, October 5th. The other awesome thing about the Chucky movies is that even though the story remains unbroken across its 34 years of existence, the movies vary greatly in tone and style, giving viewers a nice sampling of the horror genre. All the sequels, to some degree, are horror comedies, thanks to Chucky's predilection for wisecracks and one-liners.
How's it hanging, Phil? Don't fuck with the Chuck. Hey, kid. I'm gonna go kill your sister. Wanna come?
But the grounded stories of parts 2 and 3 are way different than the meta-comedies of Bride and Seed, which are different still from the gothic Curse of Chucky and the blinding white clinical Cult of Chucky. Helming the character and franchise throughout all these changes has been Don Mancini, who came up with the idea and co-wrote the script for the original film. Mancini would co-write or write every single Chucky film and direct the last 3 himself before going on to create and run the TV show. He's built a loyal group of cast and crew members.
Yeah, good for Don Mancini being some of the Chucky movies. You have a creative mind. And at the beginning of Child Play 1, 2, 3, good, but it's good. And then later on, they make Chucky to a comedy guy. And I like his joke. It's funny.
Who have followed him through all the ups and downs of the series. It's become a family franchise. Literally, there are generations of families working.
Fred Dora, I'm going to meet him this weekend. And Fiona, I met her last year, but she's going to return this weekend coming. So he's the main one I'm going to get.
Together to bring us more Chucky. I think that's great. Just like I think it's great that the series is so gay. As a gay man, Don Mancini was willing to make these movies inclusive even when the US was much more homophobic. In fact, Chucky is probably the most queer-friendly franchise in all of horror.
I have a queer kid.
You have a kid.
Gender fluid.
Every legend starts somewhere, and Chucky, her spunky best friend Maggie, offers to babysit. Maggie's played by Dinah Manoff, who 10 years earlier was Marty Maraschino in Grease. Marty was like second in command of the Pink Ladies, y'all. And as the Grease fandom wiki states, the prettiest, hottest, most attractive, and most beautiful member. Yeah, but how'd she look though? Karen's given just enough time before work to deliver a lifetime of trauma to her son.
Hi!
What up, DG Colin? I'm good, man. Thank you for coming by. Yeah, we just talking about Child Play for the first movie, because this weekend I'm going to go to a con. I'm going to meet Charlie Ray, Fred Dora, and Alex, who play Andy on the con, so I'll go check them out. So it's gonna be like a review for me.
Andy! And I'm your friend to the end.
Get exclusive Mortal Kombat 2 wallpapers for your PC with Big.
Heidi-ho!
3 men are primarily responsible for Chucky's universally recognizable appearance. Don Mancini described Chucky's look in his script, which producer Kirshner used to make sketches, both of Chucky as a good guy doll and in his scarier possessed form. Based on Kirshner's designs, the physical doll was then built by Kevin Yeager, a special effects artist who had already worked on a Friday the 13th and a couple of Nightmare films. He did Freddy's Part 2 makeup and the animatronic Freddy Snake in Dream Warriors. We'll talk more about his animatronics later, but Child's Play wound up being important for Yeager in another way. He and star Catherine Hicks fell in love, married 2 years later, and are still together today after 32 years.
I had already heard the name Kevin Yeager, and I'd seen you with the Puppeteers, and I thought, oh my God, he's so cute.
You don't remember meeting me the first time. I walked up, Miss Hicks, and I handed you the doll, and you were hot.
Andy Maggie's too tired after splitting the diopter all night. She tells the boys it's Betty Bye time and drags Chucky to the room by a dislocated arm. While Andy gets ready for bed, haha, mad dog! Chucky can't.
Arrow, Chucky is the GOAT. And being not, but not like Myers. He's on the Yeah, no one can beat Michael Myers. So like, I want to do like a live stream, like how DJ DG Colin do it, like different Rangers, like versus mode. But I want to do it like horror character who will win the fight. For example, Chucky versus Annabelle, or Jason Voorhees versus Michael Myers, the ultimate beatdown. It would be a great stream. Because we already got Freddy versus Jason for the movie, but we're going to do like our own opinions better. Because we got, in the comment, we got Freddy versus Jason and Ash. So
help but get more boob tube action in. Be grateful it's just the news, Maggie. Knowing Chucky, I'm surprised it's not scrambled porn. The movie's first act is mysterious, never completely confirming that Chucky is possessed. Like, sure, we saw Brad Dourif do some voodoo, and the doll turned its head towards the news, but it waits to play its hand for a good long while.
I told you she'd be mad at you if you watched the news.
Like, this whole long-ass shot that zooms in on Chucky's dumb face never once betrays so much as a twitch or an eyelid flutter. Chucky was much more lively and present in the original cut, which was put together by director Tom Holland and ran more than 2 hours long. For whatever reason, during production, tensions arose between Holland and the man who hired him, producer Kirshner. When filming ended, Holland left the project, and Kirshner brought in Mancini to get his input on the edit. They decided to go the route of Alien and Jaws, and cut out a half hour of Chucky footage from the movie's first half. It is incredibly rare for a movie screenwriter to have anything to do with its editing process. By inviting Mancini to help him, Kirshner solidified their friendship and creative partnership that continues to this day. The ambiguity continues when a small figure runs around in the background. That could have been Andy.
So basically, Mancini, the one who take over the child play. I'm gonna say child play 1, 2, and 3. No, he wrote. He did a little bit of work, but he take over later on and doing the Brad Chucky C, the Curse of Chucky, the TV show. So yeah, I give him credit.
I mean, we know it's not, but the audience never conclusively sees the other side.
Peterson's dead, Miss Barkley.
What?
Jeez, dude, want to sand off an edge there, maybe?
How?
She fell from your kitchen window.
I guess not. Norris is played by Chris Sarandon, who had been in The Princess Bride and director Holland's Fright Night, and who would go on to be the speaking voice of Jack Skellington. This humperdick suspects Maggie didn't just fall. Maybe she was pushed by a tiny being. A tiny being like Andy. Yeah, you kid, show me your shoes. Andy's feet ain't dusty like the prints on the countertop, but later, Andy notices that Chucky's chucks are. Quick, better tell the grown-ups, Andy, even if you stumble with your line.
Mommy, I know who is on the kitchen counter.
So I didn't know he did the voice of Jack for the number of Christmas, before Christmas. So that's something new. See, you learn something new in horror history lesson in movies. I go, he wasn't this, he wasn't that, she wasn't this. So you're learning something new. If you become like a fan of the actor, go, he's in that movie. For example, like Johnny Young Bush, like Johnny was in different anime, go, or Power Rangers. So yeah.
Andy.
Instead, Chucky has Andy take him on the goddamn L train, all the way to the South Side's famed Burning Barrel district. One of my favorite parts about Child's Play is how much of Chicago we get to see. While interiors were mostly filmed on sets in Culver City in Los Angeles, production began with all the exterior shoots.
Oh, that's crazy how they shoot it. Because they shoot in LA, but they seem like fine, like a Chicago. And it's kind of weird when, not weird, you see a little kid riding the train by himself as a when we were kids, our parents won't let us to go riding the train or the bus, like public, but school bus, yeah. But now these days, it's different.
In Chicago in January 1988. True to Chicago in January, it was a very cold shoot.
My vocal cords froze in my throat.
Like I always say, it's great when a movie shows a snapshot of a city in time. Child's Play shows us several different parts of late 80s Chicago, and I love it. Chucky's guided tour of the city takes Andy to Eddie Caputo's hideout / rat sanctuary. He immediately establishes himself as one of the nastiest little fucks you'll ever see. Chucky scream bites Karen on the arm, and when she tosses him aside, the doll gets right back up and skedaddles. She's unable to keep up with the elevator he takes down, so by the time she gets out to the street, she's lost him. Chucky's voiced by Brad Dourif, but that wasn't always going to be the case. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he was initially hired to only be Charles Lee Ray. It's confusing because he definitely did rehearsals as Chucky, even physically acting like the doll.
You stupid bitch, you filthy slut!
Still, an early cut of the movie had Chucky voiced by the incredible, amazing late Jessica Walter, who would wind up using her voice talents in Archer.
You little... Ow! Ow! Had me worried sick! Mother! Stop it!
However, the Jessica Walter version did poorly at test screenings.
And it's really funny because Chucky sounds gay.
Dourif came back in and used his worm tongue to re-record all of Chucky's lines, using a voice that sounds like a caricature of his One Flew co-star Jack Nicholson. As for the good guy doll's voice, that was done by an actual 9-year-old Eden Gross, who would play a young Al Bundy and Married with Children the same year. Finally, John Franklin from Children of the Corn also lent his voice to the movie, as the nightmare Chucky suit guy on TV.
We even turn our heads and blink our eyes when you talk to us.
Karen finds Detective Norris and tells him the doll did it, but this Pumpkin King has grown so tired of hearing the same old thing.
Good night, Mrs. Bartman.
Undeterred, Karen says she's going to find the peddler that sold her Chucky in the first place. She heads there, and after searching in pantomime, finds the ribald doll dude. Mr. Gremlins had shown off recent advancements in animatronics. Chucky was a whole different ballgame. 9 different animatronic dolls were used, many of them designed for specific purposes. When they needed Chucky to walk, they used the model with a servo motor, like you'd find in a radio-controlled car. When they needed Chucky to make grand gestures and be demonstrative, they would use the cable model that gave them finer control over his body parts. Other models included one that was...
So, electronic remote, there are 9 of them? Man, that's gonna be a hard job to do. So you need to practice on that more.
Was essentially just a rod puppet, and one that simply flailed around thanks to a power drill motor in its body. These animatronics were controlled by groups of up to 9 dudes, each operating a specific part of the Chuckster. Sometimes working beneath sets built 6 feet off the ground, one person would control blinking and the movement of Chucky's eyeballs. A different person would handle the eyebrows, yet another his cheeks. The late puppeteer Brock Winkler.
So 9 people is controlling each body part. So you have to time it right.
Would manipulate Chucky's jaws with a mask-like apparatus while simultaneously controlling his lips with a bunch of joysticks. Holy shit.
Sleepy. Gesundheit.
The puppeteers grew more comfortable as production went on, so they'd loosen up and give the doll more and more personality. Chucky's voodoo is John Bishop, aka Dr. Death. He's the one who taught him how to Ade-do the Dambala, which is part of a voodoo spell to give someone life after death. But now Chucky's starting to suffer in this body.
Last night I got shot.
With Base 44, a simple sentence becomes your website.
That's reflected by his change in appearance. His skin has changed from shiny plastic to fleshy with imperfections. His eyes have grown sunken and his hairline receded, giving him a Jack Nicholson appearance to match his voice. But Dr. Facilier doesn't want to help Chucky because he's no longer proud of his work.
You're an abomination.
An outrage against nature! I mean, dude's not wrong. Chucky takes Dr. John down with a voodoo doll, something Dr. Holland made to the script. You get the sense that Mancini wasn't a fan.
Well, that's a whole other kind of magic that's going on in this movie. So it's like, well, if he has a voodoo doll of this guy, why can't he make voodoo dolls of all the other people he wants to kill? Probably best not to think about it too much.
Holland also wrote in the next thing that John tells Chucky under duress. To get out of this doll body, he'll have to transfer his soul into the first person he told his real identity to.
So he told Andy the identity, so he had to switch his soul to his body. So he turned to a human. When he turned to a human, could you give you hours? If not, he will be transformed to a human body, like car, lung.
I don't believe it. Well, believe it, Chuck, and try not to be weird about it, okay?
I have a date with a 6-year-old boy.
Damn it, Chucky, phrasing! On his way out, Chucky stabs the voodoo doll, fatally wounding John Bishop before he's found by Norris and Karen. His last words are to tell them the trick to destroying Chucky.
Through the heart.
Well, his last words and half words, I guess. With Chucky's doll body turning human, he's racing to get his soul out of this plastic prison. No one at the kid jail believes Andy, of course, and after some heartbreaking tears, he's left getting chased by Chucky, who's depicted in various ways, including this thing that lives in my nightmares. Andy flees to an operating room where Chucky's attacks leave him scared, and having the front door barred, the guy in the Chucky suit will have to get in the festive way. He's right here, and he ain't no Santa Claus. Chuck stalks around with his voodoo knife and remembers that it's Andy's birthday. As a gift, Chucky bequeaths unto Andy his first ever punny one-liner. The first of so fucking many. With a body at his disposal, Chucky gets to the chanting.
Ade Dewey Dembella.
His words bring all the clouds to the town, and they're like, we're bringing rain down. Damn right, this is a lightning round. He could teach you, but he murdered the guy who taught him. It's a good thing the original incantation recitation takes so long, because Karen and Norris are able to get inside and stop Chucky before he can finish the job. Norris hunts for Chucky in Karen's hideous bedroom. Come on, lady, why are you decorating like this a Holiday Inn Express? Chucky takes out the detective with a bat before Karen shoots him away. He doesn't like that. I love that fucking yell. She's able to get Chucky into the fireplace like she threatened to do earlier, and with him shaking like a Furby to get out, it's up to Andy to ultimately light the fire for his best friend.
This is the end, friend.
Awesome fire stunt here, as a flame engulfed Chucky gets out of the fireplace and crawls all around the furniture before...
Arrow, we're friends to the end.
Finally burning down to a doll-shaped pile of ashes. And that really should be that. Of course it's not. Chuckier shots of Chucky running were done with a simple camera dolly, but for the stalking burnt boy shot, they relied on their trusty suit performer. Though he was mostly played by animatronics, Chucky was sometimes a person in a suit. When he runs through the hallway in the background, for instance, he was played by David Kirshner's 2-year-old neighbor, Hunter Marks. But Ed Gale is the true MVP of Chucky's suit performers, and deserves more recognition than he gets. The Michigan-born actor was born with dwarfism, and prior to Child's Play, had been Howard the Duck. He'd later be another killer doll in Dolly Dearest. Gale tried to replicate the movements of Yeager's animatronics. He was also a total boss, and did the extended, unforgettable fire stunt.
Okay. All right, you're out. Stop.
This was done on a set that was built 30% larger than their usual one, since Gale was about 30% larger than...
So, let me tell you about this. Who play at Chucky right now, that he really passed away, but you know, he was a child predator. Cause there's like videos on it that people remember that. I watch it. Cause I remember you doing like convention or autograph signing. I go, I'm not gonna get his autograph at all. The only autograph I want to get is the voice actor of Chucky.
and a Chucky doll. Ed Gal's work was critical when they couldn't use an animatronic, and boy, did he look terrifying in that Chucky mask. Another little chase scene happens, this one with a Shining reference, and eventually Karen starts blasting the doll away. First the head, then a hand, then a leg, like she went to the Joe Biden Police Academy. A couple of shots up close empties the gun and hopefully sends the doll to seventh heaven, and that's a delightful dying doll noise to hear.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Though he'll be back later, Chucky's dead for now. Frame. How many good guys and gals got good and gutted? Let's find out. After I open this present from Zoran. Ha, he shouldn't have.
For fuck's sake, cut!
I told you once before, and I'll fucking do it again. 6 people died in Child's Play. 5 dudes, including Chucky as a doll, and 1 Aunt Maggie. And here, we'll have a running tally for this series. Chucky specifically killed 4 people. 1 with a knife, 1 with a hammer, 1 with fire, and 1 with electricity. Let's see how creative the little bastard gets. Finally, a runtime of 87 minutes left us with a kill on average every 14 and a half minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Chucky in his doll form. Whether you include everything he went through in this movie's final sequence, or just the gunshot to the heart, it is gross the way this doll melts and bleeds all over the place. Doll machete for lamest kill will go to Charles Lee Ray the Human. Voodoo escape or not, the Lakeshore Strangler was brought down by some bullets. And you know what? Chuck's a funny guy, so let's do a new award just for this series. The champion Chuckle for funniest part. The inaugural winner probably should be Batter Up, but I'm gonna go with my personal favorite. And that's it. Child's Play came out in 1988 and kicked off one of my all-time favorite horror franchises. I'm so glad to be looking at it again. Until next time, I'm James A. Janice. This has been The Kill Count.
On the next Kill Count.
The first Child's Play kept its killer doll mostly hidden in the Cabbage Patch. Peekaboo! But Child's Play 2 puts the Chuckster front and center as the story moves from the city to the suburbs. After all, the schools are better.
Don't forget your lunch. Egg salad. Yeah.
Regarded by some as the best of the franchise, Child's Play 2 sees a more world.
Yeah, for Child Play 2, I like that movie, you know. I don't know why, but I like the first, second one, I like the most.
Weary Andy Barkley.
It doesn't matter. Wherever I go, Chucky will find me.
It also gives us Kyle, the cigarette-smoking foster sister.
These things are very bad for you.
And an epic finale at the Good Guy Factory.
I'm gonna get you, fuckers!
If only the whole thing hadn't been shot in constant wide angles, it'd be perfect.
Sorry.
Well, that's okay. No foul.
This week, watch the shortest film in the franchise. Pun intended.
That's not funny.
Then on Friday, tune in to get your eyes on the Kill Count Recount. Only on Dead Meat.
From now on, no more Mr. Good Guy.
Child's Play 2 can currently be watched on the pictured streaming platforms. Dead Meat always recommends you watch the movie for yourself before its kill count. It's the only way to have your own properly informed opinion. Kill counts are never meant to replace the experience of watching a film.
Thanks a lot for watching this Kill Count Recount. Just as a clarification, I will not be doing a recount for the 2019 Child's Play remake. By the time I made that kill count, the show had grown into what it is now, so there's not really a need to remake that with all the...
So, what do you think about Child Play, the first one? Have you seen it? This movie been old? Do you like it? Just let me know in a comment down below. Like, share. See you on the next video. Rudy's out. And we will continue Child Play 2 next week. Depend on the time I return from the con. So, alright guys, I'm going to take a break. I'll be back. I need to go to the restroom. So, there are 2 more videos. And one with Chris Jericho, and second will be Terrifier, the third one, and that's it. So I'm gonna put a song. And I also need to get water.
You said you want the smoke. Now you got it.
Yeah. Some things you don't gotta explain. If you've been through it, if you lived it, if you know, you know, yeah. Started from the bottom where the lights stay low. Dreams in my pocket, but the world said no. Cold nights, grounded heart full of stone. Built my own lane, now the path is my throne. People talk loud, but they don't really see. Every scar on my soul built the man I be. Pressure makes diamonds, yeah, that's how it goes. Real ones understand, if you know, you know. Late nights, no sleep, chasing that glow. Pain in the past, but the fire still grows. Truth in the struggle, strength in the soul. You don't need words, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Through the fire and the rain we go. If you know, you know. From the shadows to the stage we glow. Raise your hands, let the whole world know. Some things only the real ones know. If you know, you know. Yeah, 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 yeah. Walking through storms where the thunder rolls. Life tried to break me, but I kept control. Every closed door turned into a road. Every dark night made the fire explode. Loyalty deep like a code we chose. Fake ones fade when the truth unfolds. We keep it real, that's the life we show. No explanation if you know, you know. From the pain came power, from the doubt came pride. Every battle fought, every tear we cry. We rise like thunder, hear the crowd explode. This is more than music, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Through the struggle, the legends grow. If you know, you know. Turn the pain into rocket flow. Raise your voice, let the whole world know. Some things only the real ones know. If you know, you know. Yeah, yeah, no.
Only in me. Only in me.
You can throw it all away when things break, when things shatter.
Write it on your face.
Every little detail matters.
Only in me.
I feel the tension in my veins, like the spring that won't release. Every secret, every stain, still echoing underneath.
I'm the coil, I'm the weight, I'm the ghost you can't escape. Only in me.
It never fades.
Only in me.
The mess you made,
You try to hide, but I still see. Everything lives.
yes, yeah.
Only in me.
Yeah, you say you didn't know, but you knew from the start. Every crack in the mirror came straight from your heart. You play the victim, point fingers, rewrite the scene. But the truth don't vanish, it just hides in between. Every lie that you told, every mask that you wore, got you pacing in circles, still knocking on the same door. Try to bury the past, but it's stuck in your chest. Even silence gets loud when you're fighting yourself.
Only in me.
Yeah, die for me, brother.
You don't know what you've seen.
Love one another,
But it's never what it seems.
lie for me, brother.
Hide behind the cover.
When everything breaks,
You run from each other. No one's ever truly good. No one's ever truly evil. We do things you never should. evil. We do things we never could.
Still pretending we're all
people.
Take your best shot, go ahead, release pressure. All that anger just turns into a stretcher. Carrying weight that you never addressed. Now it's living in your lungs, now it's stuck in your breath. Propaganda in your head, got you lost in the spin. Calling me out, but you're hiding your sin. You built this fire, now you're feeling the heat, but the truth don't die. It repeats, it repeats.
You point your finger, but it comes back to you. Only in me.
It never fades.
Only in me.
The mess you made.
No man is good.
No man is free.
We carry shadows. Only in me. Only in me. Only in me. Only in me.
The night's alive again. Feel it under my skin. Yeah. Something in the dark is calling out my name. Every time the sun goes down, I feel the change. Heartbeat racing like a fire in my veins. Every moment turning pages in the flames. Electric in the air, feel the tension rise. City lights reflecting deep inside your eyes. Lost between the shadows and the skyline glow. This is where the broken hearts ignite the show. I feel the energy burning inside of me. We're gonna set this free tonight. Let's light it up tonight, like a meteor burning through the sky. Won't fade into the night. Diamonds.
Okay, guys, I'm back. Let's get into Chris Jericho. Another dead meat. So Chris Jericho talk about his very scary movie and his Sleep Can't Be Wait 2 and his fair use.
What do you think? I think we're dead meat. Real dead meat.
Go ahead and laugh at this. Find the final little passes and business. They're dead meat.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another season of What's Your Favorite Scary Movie, where I talk to people about their favorite horror movie. Kicking off this season, which is AEW themed, is my guest who is a musician, a podcaster, and a legendary professional wrestler. He is the Ayatollah of rock and rolla, the influencer, Le Champion, Winnipeg's own Chris Jericho. What up, Chris? How
You got
doing,
a lot
man?
of nicknames, man. There you go.
I know.
There's probably a bunch more.
Oh yeah, Chris Jericho's still in AEW, but people know his wrestling career. He started, I don't know when he started, but when I first time watching him, it was WCW, WWE, not AEW. They have a podcast called Talk with Jericho. And he was also in a couple movies. And Terrifier 3 also. And my plan to meet Jericho this week, his autograph were $100. if you want to take a selfie with him, it's $900. But I'm going to meet Chris Jericho no matter what. Because what's the last time you're going to see Chris Jericho doing an autograph? Okay, pro wrestler, they're hard. And also he in the band, Fuzzy. So it's hard to get his autograph.
You could have sussed out, but
we could have been here all day.
This is funny. So like I've been a horror fanatic my whole life and kind of in the horror world, and I just started hearing about Dead Meat this and Dead Meat that, and I was like, who the hell is this Dead Meat guy? And I had a couple of friends we talked about that went to your wedding, Spencer from Einstein Kills and Darcy the Mail Girl from Last Drive-In. So it's so funny how things come together, because not only were we just starting to talk about you, and then here this interview comes up. So
If you hear him whistle, don't look behind you.
here we are.
So nice to finally meet you. Been a fan for a long time because I first started watching wrestling in 1999, and I remember the big countdown to your debut on Raw, and it like stuck with me. And then, I went away for a long time, and I came.
Who remembered that episode Monday Night Raw? The countdown of Chris Jericho coming into WWE. I remember.
Back with AEW getting me real interested, and now I'm like fully switched over there.
I like how you said you went away for that. Makes you sound like you went to like an insane asylum or something. I watched wrestling then I went away for a long time.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me watch it in the institution, When
I came out, AEW was there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we're here talking about horror movies. You said you've been a big fan, all your life?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I was always really into horror, not just movies, but the whole concept of horror, the history of horror. Every Saturday night, they would have 2 horror movies play on the local channel. This, once again, too, you had 3 channels or whatever it was. And my mom would let me watch those late night movies, but I had to go to bed first and take a nap. So she would, I would go to bed at like 10 or 10:30 at night, set my alarm at midnight, and if I could wake up, I would be able to go watch the movies. So my parents were asleep at that point too. And I still remember the crushing defeat of waking up at like 7 or 8 in the morning going, fuck, I missed. Oh no. But having said that, I saw a whole litany of movies at that time. Because it was every Saturday. There was not a host like Elvira or something. It was just horror movies. So most of them were the Universal horror movies from the 30s and 40s, talking about the Mummy. And
talking about back in the day, the real classic movie like Frankenstein, The Bride of Frankenstein, Werewolf, Count Dracula, and The Mummy, or The Black Lagoon.
Wolfman and Dracula. And then there was a little bit of a switch. I don't know if they got a new program director or just ran out of old movies. It switched to Hammer movies, Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing and that sort of, and then their version of Frankenstein and their version of Dracula and all that sort of stuff. All I asked for Christmas was horror movie books. They used to put out these big kind of coffee table books. They would just be pictures of these movies. And I still remember like a half snake, half man from the movie called Believe It or Not from 1973, like a snake's or where this person's tongue was sticking out. They're about to cut it off, and just seeing that look on his face. And it got to the point where my aunt would buy me books, but she would edit them first. She would go through, and if there was any nudity, she would rip those pages out. So seeing somebody's tongue about to get cut off was okay, which I still remember, but seeing a pair of tits was no.
For me, I was lucky enough to grow up in an era where there were VHSs and video stores. And I remember convincing my mom to go up to the local video store, Video Castle, and write a note saying I could rent any R-rated horror movies on my own.
You had to have that.
Yeah, exactly. So I would ride my bike out there after school when my parents were still at work, rent any horror movies I wanted, come back, and then make...
Yeah, that's a time I cannot allow to rent any horror movies when I was a kid. But glad I have my older brother. He's the one like horror movies also, but he's not into that much no more, but I am.
copies of them because I had 2 VCRs.
Ah, you're smart. And there was one other video store. It was called a Shortstop, like a convenience store. And they had a book rack, those old school book racks. But in that book rack, they had B horror movies. That's all it was. And then you're starting to get into Fulci, and then you're starting to get into Diodato and Argento, and like I knew all those names at a very pre 14, 15 years old. And you're watching The Gates of Hell, and you're watching Zombie, and I remember still to this day seeing for the first time the splinter going into the lady's eye. Point being, now you could just go run wild as a teenager, and some of the guys would let you rent the movies, some wouldn't, but if they did, you just go down to the street. Shortstop didn't give a shit. Whatever you want, anything on the rack. Frankenhooker, Sleepaway Camp 1, Sleepaway Camp 2, which we're going to talk about today. Basket Case, which just name it over and over and over again, and we're off to the races.
Yeah, man, I love the deep cuts that you're pulling out, not only with the foreign films, but like the Henenlotter, because those like grimy cult films are what I love, just because it feels the most real. When you're watching Basket Case or Frankenhooker, you are seeing what New York was like back then.
But you're right, James. That's what I like about it. Not to interrupt you, but it's like when you watch for
Frankenhooker from back in the day, New York, Arrow. Let me know. Have you seen that movie?
For example, Ring, the original Ring, or The Grudge, or any of those J-horror films. They're very creepy, but they're also like, there's a tone to it because they are Japanese. Mm-hmm. And when you go there, there's a vibe to that country. So when they tried to remake those movies in an American way, it never worked for me. Like
the Japanese movie is more scarier than an America version of it. Like The Ring, The Grudge.
Grudge I thought was terrible. The Ring I thought was terrible, because you cannot transplant the Japanese feel and strangeness of the culture, especially to us here in North America, in a North American film. Same with what you're saying. When you watch Basket Case or Maniac or Madman or anything from that time frame, Frankenhooker, I just watched it again actually on last drive-in. It really has a griminess to it, and that's what I always loved about Basket Case. It's very dark. There's characters in there that you would probably imagine weren't even characters. They just walked into the dilapidated hotel and said, hey, you want to be in this movie? Yeah, for sure. So that's why those movies are timeless to me, because you can never recapture the vibe and the time and the kind of primitive cameras they used and the grainy film stock. It adds to the overall unwariness, if that's a word that you want to use for this. It's just watching it, you feel, like you said, grimy, like you almost want to take a shower after you watch it.
That's why I absolutely love those films. Sleepaway Camp 2, Unhappy Campers, which is what you said is one of your favorite horror movies. I know all of us have several, but I know that you've cited this one as your favorite for a while. It is not a dark, grimy movie. No. It is, in fact, a big contrast to the first Sleepaway Camp, which is one of my favorites because of that.
This is a song about a sleepy monster.
Very, like we said.
I've never seen Sleepy Camper 1 or 2, but I need to see it. I know they're on Tubi, so you can watch it on Tubi too.
Homespun feel. You can tell this is not a super professional set and that these people are not experienced actors. It, unintentionally hilarious.
I think you can pretty much do that with Sleepaway Camp 2 as well. Just for the record, let me state for anybody that's watching this, my all-time favorite horror movie is The Thing, John Carpenter's Thing. It's the greatest of all time. But we don't want to talk about The Thing because everyone talks about The Thing. And I would love to do a Thing podcast with you at another point in time. But if you're asking me, we can talk about Sleepaway Camp 2 for me, even the first Friday the 13th. For the first Halloween, you mentioned Sleepaway Camp, the original. There's still a darkness to those films, all of them. As they started making money, as Hollywood is prone to do, they're just accepting anything now. And now you didn't even need a clever script. Like Sleepaway Camp, the acting is a little subject, but the script is very clever. It's very clunky at times how they do it in the flashbacks, and that really weird aunt is just, it's not giving you the creepy effect. It just makes it kind of almost like, eesh. But Sleepaway Camp 2, which I believe came out in 88, this point in time, there is a deluge of horror movies that are going.
So the movie came out in 1988. Same year the Child Play. Crazy.
going straight to video, and there's a deluge of kids like me, teenagers that are into horror movies and heavy metal that want to watch as many of these movies as you can. So they're churning them out. And I think the first Sleepaway, which I'll take a guess, 83, 84, something like that.
I think 83, yeah.
83. So there's a 5-year gap here, but they go straight to video. They put out a really cool cover, although the cover is kind of lame at the time now.
Has nothing to do with
it.
No Pamela Springsteen.
Hot chick on the cover with, like, I think Freddy's fingers are there, and there's a Jason mask. Doesn't matter. That adds a whole new resurgence, and these movies are very bright. They're filmed a lot differently. They're outside. They're not filmed on grainy film. The cameras have improved. The lighting packages are probably way more advanced and half the money of what they had to spend. So even though Sleepaway Camp 2 is a very cheap movie, it still is very watchable because of those reasons that I said. So I think because, and also too, I watched this basically when it came out because it came probably right to the video store. And so I've been, a fan of this movie for 45 years now. So I think when you watch one of these movies as a kid, it sticks with you. If I watch Sleepaway Camp 2 now, I'd still get a kick out of it, but wouldn't have the same connection to me. So this is always my go-to. To this day, I usually watch it about once a year. When my niece got into horror movies, she was indoctrinated.
So his go-to. For my go-to to watch will be Halloween. That's my first go-to because that's the first horror movie I watch. Second was Nightmare on Elm Street. Third was Child Play.
When my daughters got into horror movies, they were indoctrinated. Of course, they think it's ridiculous, but they're, teenagers that are used to watching, The Insurgents and then what's the haunting one, Conjuring, and all those type of films now. So
very different. Yeah. The Conjuring compared to Sleepaway Camp 2.
Different vibes altogether.
Different worlds. Yeah. The other thing going on in the mid to late 80s, that's a big difference than those early 80s slashers, is I think that they start to lean more into intentional comedy because even with Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, which is, I think, 86, Evil Dead 2, Jason Lives, like all these are coming out and they're almost self-parodic. They're like doing kind of spoof on the horror genre. And that's what Sleepaway Camp 2 is. Obviously, it's a very intentional horror comedy that's kind of making fun of the genre in like a loving way, but it's not taking itself seriously at all.
It's interesting, James, and you're right. They're not taking it so serious because you can ask Darcy this. Ask her, what kind of horror movies does Chris Jericho not like? Comedic horror movies.
Oh, okay.
I hated Night of the Living Dead because they're like it's just like it's a dark no, I hate that stuff.
Wait, do you mean Return of the Living Dead?
Sorry, Return of the Living Dead.
Oh,
Yes, sorry. My apologies. Brains and send more cops. It's like that's stupid. I hate that. There is winking to the camera in this film, but they never crossed the line in making it an out-and-out comedy. Sleepaway Camp had some humor into it, but it still was very serious. And also, it's also a very dark film as well. Anytime when you're killing kids, it's kind of dark to me.
Yeah, it is a franchise that isn't afraid to kill young kids, which not every horror movie does. Yeah, you're right. That there is a darkness to Sleepaway Camp 2, even though it is partly comedic. And I think that Pamela Springsteen as the recast Angela Johnson/Baker really nails that tone because, she has the cheeriness that's like corny and makes it funny when she's going over the top in her moral judgment of these characters. But like when she gets serious about it, it is a little scary. Her character's so unnerving in how much she believes in what she's doing.
I agree with that. And I think the greatest horror movie killer for the last 20 years is Art the Clown. Because Art, once again, super campy, and it's almost like, this is a...
Hey! Chris Jericho talk about Art the Clown. You know why? Because he's in the Terrifier 2 and 3. Know why? Artie like to clown around.
But it's grotesque.
Yeah.
And when he kills, he is killing these people. And it's like, oh my gosh. And Angela had that vibe too. It's obviously not as violent as Art the Clown. But like you said, she's very righteous in what she believes. And even though there's a little comedic in it, and not even mention Sleepaway Camp 3 because it's absolutely atrocious.
Dude, it's so bad.
It's terrible. Like as good as 2 is, 3 is the other way. And that one goes into so comedy territory. But this one, she does have some lines, but it's very sick in what she's doing because she believes she's right. She's not a psychotic killer. She is this person who is trying to keep her camp whole and pure in the midst of all these evil sinners that show up to do drugs and have sex and back talk to their elders and every bad thing that no children should do. So she's justified in her murdering of these kids, which is always a little bit creepier because that's a true psychopath.
Yeah, those are always the best villains to watch, is the ones who really believe in what they're doing. I wouldn't say see their point, but you can believe that they believe that what they're doing is right.
Right, exactly.
Because then there's no convincing them not to murder all these people because they're on a righteous crusade.
Exactly. And let me also just say this, just get this out of the way. You mentioned her a few times. The killer is Angela Baker. The actress is Pamela Springsteen. Oh, that's peculiar. Springsteen. Yeah, it's not peculiar. That is definitely 100% Bruce Springsteen's sister in this movie. And her rival, her foil, is Molly, who is played by Renee Estevez, which once again, not a coincidence, the sister of Emil Estevez and the half-brother of Charlie Sheen. I don't know if Martin Sheen's her father, if it's the mother, whatever. So there is actually an Estevez and a Springsteen in this movie.
Yeah, I found that so interesting. And also, I was told that, later we're going to get to the trivia section, and I was told that you wanted me to quiz you as well, right?
Oh, yeah. I think that might have been one of my quizzes, but that's too easy. So.
Oh, one of my questions was the Estevez sister thing. So.
Oh, well, I guess we blew that one out of the water there.
I had a feeling that would happen, that you would just answer it. So.
Well, we can't be dropping the Springsteen at the beginning of the show and not let people in that, yes, she is a Springsteen of the Springsteen family. And I think they filmed this movie probably somewhere in Jersey or something anyways, which is probably where she was living. So it wasn't probably a far drive for her.
I don't know if she ever talks about this experience, or because she's so committed in the movie, regardless of how you feel about the movie, her performance is nothing to be ashamed of.
She doesn't have to ever be ashamed. She's great in the movie. She makes the movie. It's one of the reasons why I love it so much is like we just said, she's so committed to it and does a great job of playing this over the top. There's nothing worse than someone who's going to kill you and smiling and laughing. You've been naughty. And it's just like, wow, she really, and I don't think she stumbled on this character. She put some time and some work into it, and she did a great job with Angela Baker. So all props to Miss Springsteen.
Yeah, especially because it is such a different character than Angela in the.
At the start of the game, you can choose any shelter you want, but once you pick a spot, there's no turning back. It's upgrade or D. Defense, stealth, resources. Miss one detail.
First movie. And, sometimes when you do that, and especially recasting the role, that doesn't always work out, but she made it her own. And you're right, the movie lives and dies by her performance.
That's right.
And she's all over it, and she's great. So yeah, my main show on Dead Meat is the Kill Count, where we talk about, the kills in movies. There's a bunch in this one. Do you have any favorites?
I do. I have a favorite. It's one of my all-time favorite deaths because when I watch a movie, I always think would that be avoidable? Could I have gotten out of this? Because, I'm like, oh, that's stupid. No, it's not stupid. This is the situation the character is in. Could you get out of that?
That's why The Green Room is so fantastic. Because it's I don't know if you've seen The Green Room.
I haven't.
Oh, man. That is a movie where you're watching it and you're like, these characters are doing everything they can. I couldn't do any better in this situation.
Oh, great.
I recommend
great.
it. That's a great
So they're not falling in the forest. And then
exactly.
So the one that stands, and by the way, she is absolutely gorgeous in the movie. Allie is amazing.
So the Green Room is the bunch of the Screen Room. The man what was it called? The built stuff in it, be a special effect, or they're making it something like that.
She's not afraid to show her boobs, which was a very
perpetually topless,
which was a must in an 80s horror movie film. And she has the death. She gets killed by being drowned in an outhouse. So Angela stabs her in the back from behind and then throws her into the round wooden hole and stuffs her down.
And the sound effects.
And the sound effects are terrible. For one, there's this fly sound they must have got for free. It's like because there's obviously flies all over this outhouse. And then just this pushing her down with a big stick, and she's drowning in the human waste and keeps popping up, and then finally pops up for the third time covered in leeches.
Why are there leeches down there? I don't know, but it's gross.
And just stay down. Like, how high is the stuff? Like, it's an outhouse, so there's probably like a little bit of stuff in there, but like, just hide. Like, just go underneath and don't come back up. And when she tries to get you, just go like, there's a hole here, so just go hide on the side. Stay down. That's all you have to do. And then she has to think of something else. But then you got kind of a hiding place because she can't break into the outhouse. She's got to come down with you. And if she comes down, take that stick and whack her with it. I don't know. There's a lot of ways out of that one.
I love how we're talking about like the underground outhouse as though it's like a full-on chamber that you can fight in.
Yeah, exactly.
Although I guess that happened in Fear Street too. I don't know if you caught the Fear Street movies.
I haven't caught them. No, I haven't.
Okay, yeah. The second one does have like an outhouse thing where it's like this whole fucking chamber down there. It's like, all right, sure.
Okay, well, who knows?
You know, her character, like you said, requisite 80s slasher topless hot teen, right?
Yeah.
And she is the most topless. She has like 5 or 6 scenes where she's topless.
Yeah.
And by the last one, her character...
Can you tell these are AI?
Not really.
Neither can we. Go to Artlist for the best quality AI. Always.
Kind of takes on this shading of like, is she okay? Because like, it's when she's having sex with the guy who she's clearly not even into, and then she just like finishes and gets off of him, and he's like, wait, what just happened? It's like, oh wow, I think she has a problem actually.
Right, in the outhouse, right? She just nails the guy in the outhouse. Then when she's done, she's like kicks him out, get the hell out of here, get out of my face. And it's just like, wow.
It's just an interesting shade of like that stereotypical character of like, oh man.
But once again, though, you know, then this is what Scream did so well when it first came out. It's like all the horror tropes. Like if you really look at it, it's like Karate Kid. Like Johnny's not in the wrong, really. I mean, he was kind of a bully at first, but then Ralph Macchio just destroys his life. It's the same in this. Like Allie was a terrible person. If you're looking at this, like, you know, using people for sex and just like insulting people, and she's bitchy and she's snotty and, you know, she's bullying. So when Angela kills her, who's the bad guy here? Like obviously she didn't deserve to die, but she definitely deserved to get slapped around a bit. Like, snap out of it. What's wrong with you?
I'll admit, I'm not the biggest fan of Sleepaway Camp 2 just because it's so different than that first one, which I love so much. But having this conversation, I am appreciating it a little bit more, which that's why I love having these talks.
Well, and it's the same with me. Like I said, I love Sleepaway Camp as well. I love 2 better, and I don't know. It's, you know, 6 of one, half dozen the other, but this one just connected with me more. And maybe because, like I said, I remember, you know, renting it when it came out and being excited about it and seeing the ad. They might have even had a poster for it in the video store. Like there was a really good ad for it. You know, unhappy campers. How can you go wrong with that? Like, what a tagline. Like, who's not going to want to watch that, right?
You briefly mentioned the third movie, which they shot back to back with this one, and it shows just how quickly and cheaply it was made. Any thoughts on that third one besides what a disappointment?
You know, I watched it back about a year ago, and it's awful. It really is. And then the deaths are shoddy. And the only good thing about it is the one guy, I think he's actually an Oscar winner from Bonnie and Clyde. It's that weird looking guy. Yeah, he gets laid by this super hot chick. It's like, that's where I just, this super hot chick is banging this guy, and he's not even like a boss or like, there's nothing, she gets nothing out of it. Unless
she's just this weird old guy.
Enjoys banging weird old guys. But I was like, that's the only highlight. The deaths are terrible. Angela's terrible. The characters are all rotten, the cliched bad kids. It's just it's not good at all.
There's a lot of trash in this.
So you were talking about the third one, the acting, all that.
It's late.
What day is it anyway?
It's Saturday. Yeah, the 14th.
And then there was a fourth film made by the guy who originally made the first movie. Did you ever see that one?
Well, here's the thing. That film is impossible to find.
Yeah, it's tough. It's real hard.
I don't know why I was able to watch it once. Or maybe I saw it when there used to be kind of like on-demand video on your cable, which now is gone. It's all streaming. But you used to be able to go through your cable provider, and then you could see like on-demand. And I'd always go to horror and just scroll through the horrors. And I found Sleepaway Camp 4 and clicked on it. And it actually wasn't bad. It's way better than 3.
Yeah.
And it actually has, I believe, the camp.
So I need to watch 1, 2, 3, and 4. Think about it. In my opinion, what's Chris Jericho saying?
Counselor from 2 who wears the really short shorts and the buff guy. He's the camp counselor from 1.
He's the guy from 1, yeah,
From
that
1,
they brought back. Ronnie, I think.
Right,
Yeah.
and he's still kind of buff. Like, he's like,
dude,
oh, it's
he
like
looks
40.
great.
Yeah, he looks great. So I remember that one was much better than 3. And I tried to find it a while ago to see if I could watch it again, and you can't find it anywhere. Maybe you have access to it, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
I was able to find a DVD of it, I think probably on eBay for way too expensive. It definitely never hit Blu-ray like the other ones, but
I'm not streaming for sure either.
Yeah.
Like that's not the type of movie I'm going to go buy a DVD and then go try and find a DVD player. I think I have one in my house somewhere, but like,
not worth it if it's not your job. Like mine.
Exactly.
All right, Chris, when I talk to people about their favorite horror movies, I like to ask them if they can stump me with trivia questions. So I understand that you have some questions to try to stump me about Sleepaway Camp 2, which, fair warning, I did cover this movie on my show, did some research, but that was some years ago, and maybe I don't remember it. So let's see what you got.
Well, you also said that you weren't as much of an aficionado as I am.
Not as much for the second one, so yeah, you might have an advantage there.
Okay, so the first question I'm going to ask you is, now once again, remember I said that I'm a huge heavy metal fan and a huge horror movie fan.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why I like this movie so much is because there is some really cool heavy metal tie-ins. So my first question to you is,
So, Chris Jericho, I'm going to ask James some question. What metal band performed the theme for Six? And what is...
metal band does the theme song that plays at the very beginning, and what is the song called?
So this is when the title card hits in the opening credits after she kills that first camper, Phoebe?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, man. I just don't know the answer to this.
Yes! The band is called Anvil, who Sasha Gervasi did that amazing documentary on about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And the song is called Straight Between the Eyes.
Man, I can't believe I didn't know that was Anvil.
It's Anvil. It's from the Strength of Steel album, which came out right before that. And it's funny because around the time that movie came out, I became fairly close with Lips and with Rob, the two guys from the band. And I said, let me ask you a question. Do you guys have any idea, have you ever heard at all that Straight Between the Eyes is the opening credit title sequence music for a movie called Sleepaway Camp 2? And Lips was like, never heard of the movie, have no idea about this whatsoever.
What?
Nothing.
Really? Like members of the band had no idea?
No idea. You want to try one on me?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. This was a first for me, as I had a request of coming up with my own questions for you.
Now, I'm not saying I'm going to get it, but I'm just saying I thought it'd be funny because they're like, hey, try and see if you can stump him. I'm like, well, try and see if you can stump me.
Okay, yeah. That's fine. I normally don't like to put people on the spot, but like if you're asking for it.
Now we're friends now. We're friends. It's okay. You can do this.
So the first cut of the movie fell short of the contractually obligated length of 80 minutes. So how did the filmmakers pad the runtime in order to meet that threshold?
Wow, interesting. Now, here's the thing that you see quite a bit in movies from that time frame. There was a lot of padding, a lot of padding. So if I had to take a guess, it's the chase scene through the forest at the end because it just goes on and on and on. And she falls down and she gets up and she's running here and she's running there. So either that's the pad or it was just a stupidly long scene.
That's a very good guess, but no, I think that was just a poorly constructed chase scene.
What is it?
The padding, and you'll know it as soon as I say it, is that freaking dream montage that Angela has where it's the same footage we've already seen, but it's in slow motion and she's having nightmares. And it's funny, it's hilarious to me because she's like, oh, it's my favorite song, Happy Camper. And then it's just all slow. And they're like, okay, we'll just do that for 2 minutes because it was 78 minutes long. Now we're at 80. We're good to go.
Dude, I totally have put that scene out of my head even. I didn't even remember a thing about it until you told me that.
Because you just skip it mentally.
It doesn't fit. Yeah, you're right. That's a great point. But that chase scene through the forest is so long and boring. So you could tell they were stretching it just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Okay, here's another question.
All right.
So when he goes, and it's the classic horror movie trope of going through the camp or the house, opening a door, and there's all of the dead bodies of the killer displayed. So in this display of dead bodies, for no apparent reason, there's an album cover. And it's not like in the background, it's right there. Dead body, album cover, dead body, dead body. Do you know what that album cover was?
Shit, no, I don't remember this. So I'll just have to take a guess. It wouldn't be like Bruce Springsteen because I would know it. I would clock it if it was like, a reference to Pamela's brother.
Yes, you would have got that.
No, I don't even remember that. It's like an insert shot of this album cover when they're showing all the bodies.
There, and there. And I think I had the reason because I just found the Anvil. So the album is a band called Flotsam and Jetsam, and the record is called Doomsday for the Deceiver. I always remember that to this day where it's like, what the fuck fuck is why Flotsam and Jetsam of all the bands? What?
Were you familiar with Flotsam and Jetsam?
Yes, of course I was, because dude, I was a metal guy, and I knew Newstead got the gig, so of course everyone went back to buy the Flotsam and Jetsam.
That's amazing, man. All right, I'll have to keep an eye out for that next time I'm watching this. All right, my next question. Angela has an impressive kill count of 18 people in this movie, the most
nice.
of all 4 sleepaway camp movies. Who was her last victim? And we're not including Molly because we don't have confirmation that she got killed.
Was it the kids that, we see the Freddy glove on the cover with somebody other chick, but that these kids do dress up as Freddy and as Jason, and they're kind of looking in the windows and stuff. Was it those 2 kids were the last ones that we saw get killed?
It was not them.
Who?
It was the random truck driver lady who picks Angela up and is just swearing up a storm. She's like, no skin off my tits. And Angela's like, well, guess I'm going to have to kill you now, and takes her truck.
Do they show her getting killed?
We show like Angela like stabbing her. Yeah.
Okay.
Cuts away, but pretty confirmed kill.
I will do one more. Okay. So in the 1988 UK video, there was 2 minutes and 16 seconds of cuts with heavy edits, the stabbing. There was 3 big scenes that got cut. Okay. Can you name 2 of them?
Okay. I'm gonna have to big scenes that got cut.
Yeah.
Allie fucking in the woods.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is base for
with that guy.
No, I'll do it even better for you. There are 3 deaths. Once again, sex is okay. It was the deaths that got cut.
Oh, okay. 3 deaths that got cut.
Or 3 heavy edits. So 3 death scenes that were heavily edited.
Because the kills in this movie aren't particularly super graphic.
Right.
So there's not like someone being split down the half and middle that we could just be like, oh, obviously that one.
Yeah.
I'm guessing maybe the sister getting burned alive.
Ooh.
Would that be one?
That's not one of them, but that was pretty vicious.
Just as like the horror of like that actually happening, I was thinking maybe. Would it be when the one camp counselor named Diana comes in and the Uncle John, like the camp owner, is sitting there with his hand cut off? Like, is it that scene when we're looking at finding all those bodies?
The great guess, too, and you almost got it. It's a close-up of a knife in Diane's stomach. That's one.
Okay.
Phoebe's tongue being cut off. Remember the very beginning?
Yep.
And
fatality. But that's a good question to ask, James. Man, Chris Jericho has some good questions.
And heavily edited the stabbing and drowning of Allie in the outhouse toilet.
I wanted to guess Allie. I thought it would be too obvious, but that makes sense.
That's all I got. There you go.
Okay. There is a guy being dragged to, it's after they find all her kills in the cabin and she has Molly tied up and she's dragging another dead camper there and she's like, come on, Matt, join the party. It's this seemingly random dude, but he was in an earlier scene. Do you know what scene he was in earlier?
No, I don't even know the character.
Yeah, that's because he's not really a character and I thought it was just a random dead body she was dragging, but turns out he was the guy.
Yes?
Clean your dishes.
All right. Okay.
Who was fucking around with the Shoat sisters. One of them was passed out and she like scares him away. All right. The shit sisters.
Let me give you one last quick one. And I knew this one too. I forgot. I just remember it right now. This is going to be my third one. What late 70s sitcom was TC a regular on for 2 seasons?
Dude, he looks like Uncle Joey from Full House and he acts like him too. I know it's not that one.
Not that one.
Yeah.
He was a regular on 8 is Enough.
Oh, I've never even heard of 8 is Enough. Fuck.
Dick Van Patten. It was a 70s show.
All right. Well, great, man. Thank you so much for talking to me about this movie, for talking to me about horror in general. And yeah, man, you're a pleasure to watch all the time.
Hey, dude. Serious. I always love having guests like you on my podcast. So if you ever think of a cool topic, just let me know and I'll have you on in a second because we've done some really great ones. We've done the goriest deaths. We've done top 10 horror movies. But if you can think of something, a twist to it, have you on, man, because this has been great. It's not a lot of people that you can have a hour-long discussion about Sleepaway Camp 2 with. So
For sure, right? Well, thanks again for joining me, man.
Thanks, James. We appreciate it, man.
Love what you're doing, and I'll talk to you again sometime soon, hopefully.
Sounds good. I'll get your digits from our people. I'll have my people contact your people, which is me. I'll contact your people,
which is me. So you can just contact me. All right, see you, man.
Thanks, dude.
Tired of writing scripts?
So what do you think about James from Dead Meat interview Chris Jericho about his favorite movie? Do you like it? Ask him like the hitting hard questions. Do you know about that movie? Sleepy. Let me know in a comment. Like, share. See you on the next video. Peace. Rudy is out. All right. The last. Get some water. Will be in our another one going to be in our Dead Meat episode of Art the Clown, Terrifier free, for use.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies and show you how they were made. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Terrifier 3, released in 2024. While the first Terrifier became a cult favorite years after it was made, the second film blew up immediately, grossing $15 million despite an unrated release and a budget of less than $1 million. Terrifier 2 was also a much better movie, with an actual story and an all-time final girl. All that's to say, this threequel had a lot to live up to, and
So Terrifier made a lot of money, like $15 million. And this is going to be the third one, Terrifier 3. And next year will be Terrifier 4, the last final chapter about Art the Clown. And so far, that's it. Be right back.
say it succeeds. If you like the second movie, there's no reason not to enjoy this one. It's got more bloody hijinks from Art the Clown, one of the most sadistic killers we've ever seen, played once again by David Howard Thornton. It's also got more Sienna Shaw, a returning Lauren Lavera, Art's kick-ass counterforce, whose mental health has unraveled since the events of the second film. T3 takes place 5 years later, a helpful time jump since Terrifier 2 took place in 2018. It's also an interesting way.
So, the main characters are back in Terrifier 3 and take a 5-year jump
to look at how the characters are living with trauma half a decade later. Short answer, not great. While the first two films took place during Halloween, Terrifier 3 is a Christmas movie. Here it comes.
So, Terrifier 1 take over Halloween 1. Terrifier 2 will be another Halloween, and third one is going to be Christmas. And you ever heard the news already Terrifier 4 will take during New Year's Eve. And we'll continue the story, what happened.
Comes Artie Claus, here comes Artie Claus. It's a fun choice by writer-director Damien Leone, who also returns as co-producer, editor, and sometimes special effects artist. He continues to hone the franchise, cutting down the second movie's bloat and cluing the audience in a bit more when it comes to lore. I mean, it's still confusing, don't get me wrong, but it's starting to take shape, and Leone's already said the fourth and final film will give us the answers. Maybe that movie can have a little more variety too. Sometimes T3 feels like the second movie with simple substitutions. Sienna's mom and brother are largely replaced by her aunt, uncle, and cousin. Art swaps out his supporting cast too, replacing the pale girl with Victoria Hayes, who is way more gross. Wait, hold on. Didn't the little girl poop all over that laundromat? No, you know what? I think Victoria still takes the crown. These movies are disgusting, and
I just want to know what happened to the pale girl. Because the pale girl disappeared.
clearly not for everyone. While the acting continues to improve, and downright impresses me sometimes, this casting
Let you know this movie is more bloody and glory. Like everything. Gore.
is great. The story and characters are still pretty much in service to the special effects. You might scoff at that, and that's fine, but exploitation films and grindhouse movies have always existed. We need them to find what the boundaries of good taste are by sometimes towing into bad taste. I don't like everything I see here, but without subversive work, we risk media becoming homogenized. That's not fun at all. I think of this series as the gore porn version of John Waters or Frank Henenlotter work. It's gross and offensive, but I don't think it's really hurting anyone, you know? It's just fun to watch for sick fucks like us. And of course, extra sick fucks can enjoy the uncensored gore over at our Patreon for only $1. As always, I hate doing it, but videos like this are the tent poles of dead meat. We've got to play by YouTube's rules to keep the algorithm happy and this video monetized, even if we do have a sponsor. Speaking of which, you know what's crazy? I've spent years struggling to find a therapist. Seriously, I only just got set up with one. It probably took me so long because I wasn't using today's sponsor, ZocDoc. I don't have to tell you that finding a doctor is hard, and there are so many that you have to find. From general practitioners, to dentists, to dermatologists, to therapists. I mean, the list goes on. That's where ZocDoc comes in. It's a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment from their 100,000 plus doctors across all kinds of specialties. Of course, finding doctors isn't the only issue, right? Because then there's the wait to actually be seen. I know so many people who have had to go months and months before being able to have ongoing issues addressed. But not only does ZocDoc show you actual appointment openings, it shows many that are available within 24 to 72 hours. So whatever kind of doctor you need, you can stop putting off those appointments by going to ZocDoc.com/killcount to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/killcount. ZocDoc.com/killcount. What kind of jingle hell will Santa Claus unleash when he comes to town? Let's find out and get to the kills. The movie begins on Christmas Eve, where not a creature is stirring.
There's someone on the roof.
Except for some guy on the roof, I guess. Jennifer puts her daughter Jules back to bed and leaves some milk and cookies out for old Santa Claus. But it ain't Big Red who pays a visit that night. I mean, for one, he ain't husky enough. This mean one's holiday haul includes a hatchet. Oh no. And Jules watches as he heads upstairs to deliver that gift to her brother. But we just saw Timmy, and you know, he's just a kid, so I don't think Art would.
Juliet, I told you to stay out of my room.
Okay, never mind. Doesn't stop a thwack attack. In fact, 7 thwacks of increasing squishiness take that kid out off screen. Creator Damien Leone knew Art wouldn't hesitate at kitty carnage, but thought
This is a song about my first kiss.
showing it on screen would be one step too far.
I don't think any subject is too taboo to tackle. But I think if I decide that I am going to tackle it, then I have to be somewhat sensitive in regards to the execution, or making sure that the execution of such a topic remains tolerable.
Don't worry though, we see the Timbits later, strewn all over his room. Next up on Father Kilmiss's list is dear old dad. While he's sleeping, Art hacks into him. Papa gets even more thwacks than his kid. Can't call him whack for lack of thwacks. In fact, Art fully thwacks off his head. That's thwacktastic. All that tally thwacking wakes Jennifer up and she starts screaming in earnest. Damn, she's good at screaming.
Jimmy, Juliet, run!
I'm sure it helps when Art Torrance is busting through the bathroom door. Here's Clowny, Jennifer's. I'm sure it helps when Art Torrance is busting through the bathroom door. Here's Clowny.
Here, Artie.
Jennifer's played by Chrissy Fox.
Oh, Chrissy, I met her already last year.
Who's actually a really good friend of ours. She's a great actress and producer of indie horror films alongside her husband Spider-One. They recently made Little Bites, which features a quick cameo from Chelsea and me playing parents to Chrissy's real-life daughter. Jennifer faces the trauma of seeing her young son in pieces before Art catches up to her and plants his axe head in her back, and then her stomach. As always, Art relishes the moment before lining up his shot and getting to the serious work. He dismembers her completely while laughing at her, the little scamp. He finally puts her out of her misery by cleaving her head in two. As Oh Come All Ye Faithful plays, Art has a snack and even does the dishes. Aw, that's nice. But on his way out, he hears a stirring. It's Jules hiding in a cupboard, and Art's a little too happy to see her. Realistically, I think Art probably kills her, but we don't know for sure because he's thankfully interrupted by a title card. I won't count Jules in case she ever comes back for revenge or something, but yeah, I know it's unlikely. Pretty sure Art's standards are lower than Michael Myers, who wouldn't kill a baby, and Chucky, who at least had a quorum to discuss the issue.
Well, let's just say nobody under the age of 5 or 6. Fair enough?
We jump back in time 5 years to the aftermath of Terrifier 2. A cop comes across Art's freshly decapitated corpse.
So what happened in Terrifier 2, you know, Sienna chop up his head off. So, yeah.
So I guess this place is supposed to be the Terrifier from Terrifier 2? In any case, the clown still got some kick in him, and his headless corpse strangles Officer Evans, who valiantly shoots him a few times. It cuts away, but the cop's kill is confirmed when we see Art get on the subway sporting his head, looking like a Spirit Halloween mask left out in the sun too long. Don't worry, Pigeon Lady, nothing to see here. Art's destination is the last place we saw in T2, the mental hospital where Chris Jericho plays a guard. Drink it in, man! A scream takes Burke to check on Victoria Hayes, where he finds, oh my...
So Victoria Hayes from Terrifier 1, she's also in Terrifier 2. I met her.
God, what the fuck? What? I can't even take in what's happening here. They're suckling and slurping and biting. Oh man, it's real bad. Kind of makes me want to puke. Jericho too. If you recall, Terrifier 2 ended with Victoria giving birth to Art's severed head. That abominable act of nature was discovered by a nurse, who is now seen killed. Art's head is feasting on the poor woman's face, and he's digesting it into Victoria's mouth, maybe? I hate it. Whatever the fuck's going on. The rest of Art's body joins.
So our buddy is alive.
Them and distracts Burke, who gets stopped and dropped like the walls of Jericho.
Well, Chris Jericho is in the movie.
The villains grip into his face and pry it open top to bottom. My God, he will never, ever look the same again. For this kill, they used a fake Jericho head, kayfabe Jericho head, whose jaw was pre-scored so it could be ripped off.
I think it would be cool even if he pulls it off and it's like kind of like hanging by the side. She like pulls the whole thing.
Okay. Oh man, that is some thick chocolate syrup looking blood right now. All that murder has made a mess of Art's outfit, so it's a good thing a clean-cut cosplayer joins their train car.
I was gonna do the blood thing too, but I was just worried about the cleanup.
The next time we see Art, he's rocking the dude's duds. And based on his track record, I'm guessing he didn't politely ask for them. Art and Victoria find an abandoned house to make an abandoned home. She makes friends with her ratty roommates before praising her new look in the mirror.
He used to be so hot. Now no one's gonna fuck you.
She doesn't like it. Victoria settles in for tubby time, while Art takes a seat in the attic. They go into hibernation, a quick and simple way to explain their whereabouts for that 5-year time jump. Bringing Victoria back was important to Leone, who said his biggest regret about the first film was not fleshing out her character. Hate to tell you, dude, but I think you failed again. She's still missing way too much skin. In present day, 2023, Sienna Shaw is being released from a recovery center. Its staff includes a cameo from Marie Macer, who appeared in the original Terrifier short. Sienna's been getting help help after everything she went through. You know, the whole thing where her mom and all her friends got murdered. Oh, and also she got murdered herself too, kinda. Yeah, that was a rough Halloween. Thank God it's high time for Yuletide. She'll be spending the holidays with her Aunt Jess and Uncle Greg. It's a welcome change of pace from her yelly mom, especially since she's got a sweet relationship with her cousin Gabby. The two unpack her stuff, but when Gabby finds her diary, she starts asking awkward questions.
What's the clown cafe?
Yeah, I met Gabby also. She was really nice.
Ah, man, kid, there was like a song and like a blowtorch. It was a messed up place, okay? Sienna has a photo-induced flashback to a conversation with her late father, Michael.
You only draw boys. Boys, boys, boys.
That's not true. I draw girls all the time. That is a girl right there. Look at that.
Wait, kid Sienna looks too much like Gabby, except she's got bangs. Kind of like her aunt, another brunette with bangs. It's starting to feel like Malignant up in this bitch. I mean, I know Damien casts a certain type, but we can switch up the dudes every once in a while, you know? Michael promises to sketch his daughter a proper heroine, and you can tell she really looks up to him. This is our first time seeing Sienna and Jonathan's dad in the flesh, though he was frequently mentioned in the last film. Remember, his notebook had drawings of Art and Sienna's Final Girl armor. Here, he's played by Jason Patrick, last seen on the kill count as a different Michael. Michael. Yeah, that one. As Sienna finishes settling in, a demo crew pulls up to that abandoned house from earlier. Veteran employee Jackson tries to spook newbie Dennis, but this guy's seen his share of scary movies.
Ketchup. Just like my mom puts on her spaghetti, baby.
The two split up to search the house. Jackson finds Victoria looking like Tub Girl, except maybe not as gross. I don't know. It's a real toss-up there. Don't Google that. Props to returning actress Samantha Scafidi for coming back for all this shit. Jackson goes in for a closer look, and she springs back to life, stabbing him to death with a shard of mirror. Pretty bad luck, but the gnarlier death is reserved for Dennis, who finds Art in the attic doing a Black Christmas reference. Always love to see it. The clown comes back to life and chucks Dennis aside, then pins down one of his hands before biting the fingers off the other one. No. Victoria appears, and dude, honestly, I can't even describe to you what she's doing. And consider that. It means it's way worse than this. Art caps off the kill by giving Dennis a box cutter haircut before freaking unpeeling his face like a banana. Holy fucking shit, man. You know, you never get used to gore like this. Leone handled most of the previous movie's effects, but Terrifier 3's increased budget meant they got to hire a dedicated team of artists. A lot of the gore was done by Tinsley Studio under Christian Tinsley. He's a special effects pro who's worked on...
So, tons of money they made in Terrifier 2 because David Leon, he's the only one who did the makeup effect or all the stuff he did. He hired a team because the money they made from Terrifier 2.
Everything from Westworld to Renfield to No Country for Old Men. Tinsley also received an Oscar nom for his work on another torture porn film, The Passion of the Christ. For Terrifier 3, they resculpted Art's prosthetics based on a mold of David Howard Thornton's face. This differed from the first two movies, where I guess they were still using a mold made from the original Art actor, the one from the projects that don't really get talked about anymore. The custom face pieces allowed Thornton a wider range of expressions. While Art's jumping right back into it, Sienna's having a harder time readjusting to civilian life. Sure, Gabby thinks of her stars like Marge Simpson thinks of potatoes.
I just think they're cool.
But she can't even have a nice family dinner without a trauma interruption.
We've run out of options, Theseus. Prepare.
It's a hallucination of her friend Brooke from the last film, blaming Sienna for her death. Man, she is bubbling and babbling blood like a blasted brook. Oh, hey, that's her name. I get it now. Brooke. Sienna leaves dinner for a drug dessert and calls her brother Jonathan, who's a college freshman now. They grow up so fast. He's actually a big reason Terrifier 3 has that 5-year time jump. Leone wanted to account for how much older actor Elliot Fullman looked. Like his character, Fullman's also had a busy 5 years, making music on his YouTube channel, Little Punk People. He started it way back in 2012, doing interviews with horror actors and musicians. Awesome work, man. Sorry for joking about your neck in the last kill count. Jonathan's roommate Cole is a pretty cool guy, but his true crime podcaster girlfriend Mia is substantially less chill.
I seriously know, like, everything about you. everything online, at least. I've been following you for years, and dude, you're a legend. You survived Art the Clown.
Just like Sam Carpenter in Scream 6, Sienna's the subject of internet conspiracies that pin her as the culprit behind the Miles County massacre.
If Jonathan Shaw hadn't testified on his sister's behalf, she'd probably be serving a life sentence right now.
That's a cameo from comedian Annie Letterman, who previously interviewed Leone for Terrifier 2.
I've gotten confirmation I will be in the third.
You got confirmation?
Movie. Well, I keep being told in front of cameras.
Art's living up to his name with some him and crafts, creating a liquid nitrogen spray tank that he tests on a rat. Ratsicle. And it's meat flavored. Yum! Now with extra meat. He takes his invention to a bar full of festive patrons.
Can I join the Mile High Club? Oh my god.
I'd fuck you.
No, Mrs. Claus would shank me in my sleep.
My wife's dead.
Art bowls the girls over on his way inside. They don't realize it, but they're probably the luckiest people in this franchise.
I said, "Move, girl, get out the way. Santa Claus is there."
Art shows childlike excitement over this mall Santa, who plays along and swears he's the real deal.
Yes, that's me. That's me, guilty as charged.
Though bartender Eddie is suspicious, Santa and his buddy Smokey treat Art real nice. They call him Clowny and even buy him a drink, T-Pain style. It's
Oh, that's nice. Buy Artie a drink.
Clowny Claus.
Yes, it is. And Clowny Claus was in fact the iteration of Art that competed in this year's Horror Royal Rumble, which no, I will never stop plugging, because if you've actually watched it, then you understand how great it is. Thornton has said this was his favorite week on set, and it's probably my favorite scene in the movie. That's largely thanks to the performers, two of whom are kill count vets. Santa is played by Daniel Roebuck, who's been on the show 3 times. He's a part of the Rob Zombie gang. His buddy Smokey is the ice cream man himself, Clint Howard, who is also in another Christmas horror franchise. But while this scene is funny and a lot of fun, it's here to remind you that Art's a mean guy. It's just like the opening scene in that regard. Leone didn't want people to find Art cute or cuddly.
I didn't want the audience to be too comfortable with this character. I wanted to make it as if they never met him before and see how creepy I can make him again, and how disturbing and how unpredictable, and really just set a new sort of standard to keep the audience on their toes if possible.
So, despite Santa and Smokey's kindness, Art gets gross in a hurry, spitting up shots and peeing in laps. Damn, Art, why you gotta be such a Scrooge? Eddie tries to kick him out, but Art resists with old Reliable from his Santa sack. Yep, a shot to the neck for Eddie and one to the head for Smokey. Although he's best known for his torture, Art's never been above a simple gunshot kill. Mr. Claus is the last man standing, and all he wants for Christmas is to not fucking die.
Not even in the same business. It's just me and you, remember? It's just me and you. We're in the same business. We make people happy.
That improvised line from Daniel Roebuck doesn't work on Art, so Santa offers up his outfit as a peace offering. That doesn't save Santa either. He gets tied to a chair while Art tries on his new festive digs. Then he breaks out the liquid nitrogen tank for a kill we analyzed in our halftime show with Oz Perkins and freaking Elijah Wood. Check that shit out. I'm telling you, man, we do a lot of fun stuff on Dead Meat Presents. Santa attempts to appeal to Art's better nature.
I have a wife, I have a wife and 2 kids.
But Art just responds like Pee-wee mocking Francis. Right about when the guy starts naming his grandkids, Art starts blasting his limbs. He goes until they're frozen through, then bashes them with a hammer. He saves the head for last, and after freezing it, like so many forgotten ice cream cartons, he destroys the dude's face like he were Jason X. Oh man, his eye is still moving. Please just let that poor Santa Claus die. Art nabs himself a prize, echoing an earlier line.
If Santa doesn't have a real beard, he's not a real Santa Claus.
I have a beard. Shut down my hair, beard. White. Oh yeah, I have white hair, duh.
And finally, in classic Art overkill, he caps it all off with a frosty flourish. The next day, Sienna and Gabby go Christmas shopping at the mall. While picking out gifts, a familiar tune starts playing. It portends the appearance of Art, who's walking around in disguise. But Sienna's got that PT Santa D, and maybe smells Art. I'm sure he smells awful. So she recognizes him, has a quick cry, and heads home early. Art, on the other hand, is just getting started. When the local mall Santa goes on break, Clowny Claus takes over. Seems to really dig the throne, and the job itself.
Hey, Santa's handing out presents!
Nothing could go wrong. Actually, it is both sweet and hilarious seeing Thornton with the kid actors behind the scenes. Art spreads Christmas joy until a freaking Paul Blart kicks him out of the chair. But he's fine with that. He left behind a very special gift that one human Glenn-looking kid opened.
Yeah, this scene was pretty crazy. Art the clown below the mump.
I wonder what I got.
Please, let me join your fleet, Cap.
Save it. You can't even pass level 2.
Hold on, I just found a solar panel and passed level 67.
Total fluke. You're gonna get completely wrecked.
Equip Mac. Boom, level 999. I'm wiping the whole...
Holy shit, this bomb explodes and kills at least 4 people, including 2 kids, alongside a mom and the mall Santa returning from his break. A later news report puts the death toll at 5, so I'll trust it and add 1 more from all those parts we see. A shaken Sienna pays Jonathan a visit at college. They're interrupted by Cole, which is fine, until Mia pops in to invite Sienna onto her podcast. It's a great chance for Lauren Lavera to show us how fraught Sienna's become.
Can't you act like a human being for one fucking second?
While Lavera was a co-highlight of Terrifier 2 alongside Thornton, her character hadn't gone through as much, so she mostly had to play simpler shades of sad, scared, and kick-ass. Here, she's got half a decade of trauma in the tank, and she puts it all on display. This woman is a bona fide star, and I promise we will see an impressive career out of her. Jonathan says that he's trying to move on, angering Sienna to the point where she hits and yells at him. It's reminiscent of their mom, and shows how the cycle of abuse can continue in families. Thankfully, Sienna is aware enough to stop that shit right away, and instead tries convincing Jonathan with words. His words. She reads him a letter he wrote that sounds like he was trying to DM a campaign by mail.
We have to destroy the little girl before it's too late, Sienna. Destroy her because she's inhuman, a demon.
Back when all this shit first happened, Jonathan did some demonology digging, so settle in for some art lore.
Sometimes demons try to enter our world, only they can't do it alone. They have to choose a vessel. Someone recently deceased who functions as a bridge between worlds.
It's a little confusing, but I think I've got it. And Damian Leone confirmed my summary in our interview. Basically, when we first met Art back in Terrifier 1, he was a mortal man, your average serial killer. Okay, maybe above average, but still. He was just a dude who wound up getting killed. So actually, turns out my counting him was legit. Thank you! His murdered body became a vessel for a demon to inhabit, which happened in the morgue. And the demon is who we watched in Terrifier 2. When this demon comes to exist in a mortal form, so does a counterpart, a force of good in the world, which is Sienna Shaw. She is the chosen one. I get a little more confused when it comes to Victoria Hayes, who Sienna says is also a host for, I guess the pale girl from the last movie, who's like a different demon? I'm not sure.
So, in Terrifier 2, the pale girl was the demon. Then Victoria is the third one demon.
Wait, also, how does Sienna even know Victoria is running around? Has she been watching this movie too? Confusing lore or not, at least Leone's offering something for people who want more story to dig into. To fight her nemesis, Sienna's gonna need her magical sword that was gifted to her by her father. But she buried it at the Terrifier ride after using it to cut Art's head off, so she has to go and get it, which she does off screen, because now all of a sudden she has it. Gift wrapped, lest any nosy cousins try to take a peek. This beat confused me the first time through, mostly because we didn't see her retrieve the sword. I'm sad we don't get to see the cool Terrifier setting from part 2, but maybe they just couldn't shoot at that location again. Jonathan, meanwhile, stays behind at school to question his sanity and break stuff. It's just one of those days. Little does he know, a merry prankster just pulled up outside his frat house to wreak some holiday havoc. I love that Art's got a utility van, much like another killer Santa in Christmas Evil. Art stalks the halls for his prey, but gets waylaid when he overhears Mia and Cole talking about him.
I want to know what it's like to be in the presence of that kind of evil.
I love all of Art's little mannerisms here.
What does he smell like?
He hears Mia glazing him for being the...
So I met Mia and him already.
most famous serial killer, so he decides to make her wish come true and make her his next art project. It happens after a shower scene. Forecast, extra steamy, streamy too. And I ain't talking about internet awards. I'm talking art. Okay, now you're just playing with it, man. Art pulls a chainsaw from his Mary Poppins purse and delivers an amped up homage to Psycho. He cuts off a part of Cole's hand that leaves him looking like he's saying, "Now listen here, you." He cuts into Cole's leg, which breaks when he tries to step on it. Oh God. That leaves Art free to go absolutely ham on Mia. He carves her up and even takes off some of her scalp. Then he just, slams that chainsaw over and over into her face. He gives her what she thought she wanted, a close encounter with the Miles County Clown. Then he gives her some shades and finally kills her by chopping her in half. Man, it's hard to know where to start and stop these kill graphics sometimes. You're so extra, Art. Art turns his attention back to Cole. Let's go ahead and just rip that leg off, shall we? In a gender-bent version of Dawn's infamous death from the original, Art rams into Cole's delicates, splitting him open from tip to top. As a bonus, he messes up his face and limbs, because, why the hell not? And here we have it, folks. This movie's big climactic showcase kill. On top of the obvious Psycho influence, this close-quarters chainsaw scene was also an homage to Scarface, as well as a scene from the American Psycho book. Art celebrates by making a blood angel on the floor. Damn, man, in a communal shower, you're gonna get a staph infection. The whole scene is set to It's a Terrifier Christmas, an original carol composed for the film by John and Al Kaplan, who also made Silence the Musical, which, yes, is a musical version of Silence of the Lambs. Back at the Shaw home, festivities are underway. The holiday cheer dries up thanks to a very official-looking news broadcast about the mall bombing. Since Greg doesn't know how to channel surf, Sienna watches long enough to see the Savini cameo. It really freaks her out. Maybe she had a pet snake. She starts shouting about Art the Clown, but her traumatic past leads her family to dismiss her claims. Still, to ease her mind, Greg agrees to go pick up Jonathan. But by the time he gets there, J-Man is sounding a little different.
Jonathan, can you hear me?
I'll be right there.
Maybe he's sick. Jess puts Sienna down for a nap, where she has another flashback to that scene with her dad. In it, we see Michael present the lady character he promised her. It's an angel warrior with a flaming sword. Thankfully, not the chariot of eyes kind of angel. When he tries to hand the painting over, he has a vision of his daughter's future trauma. And, maybe it opened him up to some kind of possession or something? Because we know thanks to Brooke that by the end of his life, he became abusive. But that also could have just been mental illness. Sienna suddenly finds herself in a fiery void, where a chained-up demon is forging her.
So basically, all these demons with 9 circles around, but they're gonna tell you later on.
Her armor in a little gimp suit. And that guy's chained up by a sentient Virgin Mary statue? What? I don't know what's going on here, but it's metal as hell. Feels like something out of Mandy, which is a huge compliment. This demonic vision was done by effects artist Jason Baker and his team at Colossum Studios, whose work we've covered before with the Black Phone. They built the Virgin Mary costume out of resin to give it a statuesque appearance, and also developed various weapons for the movie, like Art's chainsaw and his liquid nitrogen dispenser, dubbed the Freezomatic 3000. Sienna wakes up in the middle of the night and overhears a conversation between her aunt and uncle.
You know what I think we should do to Sienna? I think we should go upstairs and smother her in her sleep.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Then we'd be free.
Turns out it's not really that, just a killer impression by Victoria. The real Uncle Greg has been turned into a nativity nightmare by Art. Hate to see it. Sienna Sidney Prescott's his ass, but then takes a Jill Roberts by God. To put a period on it, Art knocks her out with a mallet. She wakes up tied to a chair across from her Aunt Jess. Art and Victoria have made themselves at home, adorning the tree with Greg's remaining remains. The only person missing is Gabby, and Art's a little too happy about that present on the table. He unwraps it to reveal a rat-infested, skinless skull, which Victoria tells Jess are the remains of her daughter. Well, that's not a very good Christmas gift. Thrashing around in the chair for this scene took a toll on Lavera's body. She kept breaking out of her restraints, and even broke the chair at one point. She also injured her foot when she stepped on a glass ornament that had broken on the floor. Yippee-ki-yay for real. What a trooper. Art gets ready to work his magic on Aunt Jess, leaving her with only enough time to say she loves Sienna and to give her final wish.
Kill them both. Make them suffer.
With that, Art shoves a tube down her throat and hammers it in deep. Victoria proceeds to load it up with rats and, with some blowtorch encouragement, has them crawl down into Jess's throat. What is this movie, dude? A final throat slit lets the furry friends run free, finishing off this modern spin on a medieval classic.
So David Howard Dorn, who played Art the Clown, he told us that's the worst scene, and he was throwing up.
Classic. I love the old school method of rubber rats on a fishing line they used to achieve this kill. With Sienna sufficiently traumatized, Victoria taunts her and says that she's no savior. But wait, then she gives her JC's crown. Gotta say, Vic, giving mixed signals with the symbolism. Victoria, or rather the demon inside Victoria, intends on breaking Sienna down enough for her to use as a new host. You know, one that still has a face. To help in that regard, she brings in a special guest. It's Gabby, who's revealed to be alive and well. They're alive, at least. But hey, look on the bright side. That isn't Gabby's head on the table. They just wanted her mom to think that before brutally murdering her. It's okay. Wait. You know, I can see why this was the scene Thornton had the most trouble with. He just felt so bad for what Aunt Jess had to go through. With Gabby still alive, we're left wondering who the hell's head that is.
See you soon. Love you.
Jonathan! We quickly learned it belongs to Jonathan, who was evidently killed off screen. You know, I almost didn't count this one. I've been burned too many times by fake-out deaths. But the way Leone's talked about it in interviews, it seems like it's gonna stick. He said there wasn't room to show the kill after the crazy shower sequence, and that he didn't want to see such a likable character get flayed and fed to rats. Fair enough. With most of her family decimated, Sienna should be broken enough for Victoria.
Everything you love is gone. There is no hope. There is no God.
But despite some thriller eyes, Sienna ain't gonna surrender. Man, those eyes look cool though. I seriously love that effect. Victoria goes to kill Gabby, but the teenager tricks her into letting Sienna have a final gift, the one she saw her cousin hiding earlier. The killers go along with it because, I mean, why not? 'Tis the season after all. I love the way Victoria tosses the gift at Sienna. This movie's full of dark humor like that, including the many moments Art walks by Sienna and casually smacks the back of her head. After Art bashes Sienna's hands in, she opens her gift. I hope she likes it.
Best gift ever.
She does! With Art's throat spewing blood, Sienna chest chucks the sword into Victoria. With a badass one-liner,
Tell me how this tastes.
she stabs Victoria in the mouth before slicing her head clean off. That all might be enough for the secondary villain, but there's still the main event to contend with. Art retrieves his chainsaw and the two duke it out in the kitchen. They disarm each other of their weapons, so Art bites her in the side and body slams her into the ground. He very nearly gives Sienna a Texas Chainsaw makeout sesh, but a fistful of his juggling balls convinces him to let her go. Art recovers, but gets his chainsaw stuck in a table, so he resorts to trying to smother Sienna in her uncle's guts. In addition to the smashing table stunts, this is one of the few shots that uses Lavera's stunt double Jenna Hellmuth, who also doubled her for a few shots in Terrifier 2. Lavera always wants to do her own stunts, but production didn't want to risk her busting her.
Cousin. So they got a stunt double, the same stunt double from Terrifier 2 and Freed. Calora also, she have a background of martial arts. That's probably why. But they didn't want her to get injured or something happen to her because she's the main star in the movie.
Face open on the pole inside this fake cadaver. Lavera and Hellmuth worked with stunt coordinator Drew Leary for this fight, which also features Bobby McFarlane as Thornton's double for shots that weren't close-ups of Art's face. Sienna manages to get her sword and prepares to make Art a full bob wall decoration. Unfortunately, this whole time, Victoria's head has been melting away, looking like a science fair volcano. Must be filled with xenomorph blood because it's eaten through the flour. Now, Art's seen the better days. He's killed people with many blades, but the bottom drops out beneath Gabby, sending her down towards a portal into hell. Sienna lets Art go to save her cousin, reaching down with, the sword. Maybe you want to get a fire poker? Oh, okay, she's doing it. Sienna gives an impressive effort, but she's holding on to a sword blade. Gabby falls and the portal disappears behind her. And great, now Art's vanished too, out into that cold winter night. As Sienna mourns her losses, she discovers her wounds have begun Wolverine healing on their own. With the sequel set up, Sienna vows to rescue her cousin from hell. The movie heads to a bus stop where we catch up with Art. The late night bus is driven by Phil Falcone, who produced all 3 Terrifier films, as well as helped with effects and did a whole bunch of other stuff on set. These are super indie, remember? He's driving a bibliophilic passenger whose book The Ninth Circle refers to the short film where Art made his debut. But he wasn't played by Thornton there, so it feels weird to count it as canon. The bus driver, for some reason, lets Art aboard. And the movie ends with Art squeaking its creepy clown horn. How many chestnuts roasted on this open
So Art the Clown escaped and he riding the bus. We find out in Terrifier 4 when it's coming out in the theater.
Terrifier? Let's find out and get to the... What is this? Who's this? Chelsea? Chelsea!
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was you.
Oh. Wait, I know who that is.
Bixby! Oh, it's Zoran.
Yeah.
Whatever.
When people hear the words print on demand, they picture a graphic slapped onto a basic tee. But that's not.
We counted 23 kills in Terrifier 3. The victims consisted of 15 men, 7 women, and 1 unknown victim in the bomb explosion. That gives us this Terrifier chart, which is unique thanks to the unknown, but if it were a lady, it would match the first hostel, and if it were a dude, it would match the Friday 9 recount. So there you go. With a runtime of 125 minutes, Terrifier 3 had a kill on average every 5.43 minutes. Golden Chainsaw for coolest kill could go to a lot of these, but I'll do the expected thing and give it to Cole. I'm sorry for anyone who wanted a surprise, but I mean, you're seeing his bits flop against a chainsaw blade. That's gonna make a lot of viewers wince and grab their chonies. That kind of physical reaction deserves a reward. Gold Machete for lamest kill will go to Jonathan. The death of such an important character shouldn't leave me wondering if it even happened for real. Like, I get the sentiment behind it, but I think it left a lot of people disappointed. And that's it! Terrifier 3 came out in 2024 and became the highest grossing unrated film of all time. Until next time, I'm James A. Janice. This has been The Kill Count.
On the next Kill Count. Welcome to your last days aboard the spaceship.
So, what do you think about Terrifier 3? Just at the end of the Terrifier 3 franchise till the next one, to hopefully next year for Terrifier 4. Have you seen that movie? Do you have the stomach for that movie? Just let me know in a comment. Like, share, see you in the next video. Peace. And you can watch that at Tubi for free. And I will drop the link if you want to come up.
Jigsaw's playing deadly games.
Feel the fire in your soul. Hear the crowd lose control. Raise your fists into the sky.
Tonight the legends never die. Welcome to the Big Rudy Horror Show. Into the darkness we all go. Action figures, horror games, emblems and icons, famous names.
The conjuring spirits come.
And serious shadows start to grow.
Final destination seals your fate.
The shiver of heart rolls away.
Second laughs beneath the light.
Creatures rising in the night. Fear and madness side by side. There's no place left to hide.
From the movies to the screen, living out the darkest dreams. heavy guitars and pounding drums. Hear the sounds of evil.
City. What the cloud? Six of the king. Whoa! The nightmare never dies. We are the monsters. We are the screams. Living forever inside your dreams. Through the darkness, through the pain, the horror show will reign. Welcome to the Big Rudy Horror Show. Feel the power, let it flow. Scarlet and short, sailing the fight. Rolling over the endless night. Raise your voices in the crowd. Scream the anthem long and loud. Welcome to the Big Rudy Horror Show. Welcome to the chamber.
All right, guys. Now, when they hit the link, it's cool. Maybe next time. But every Friday morning, I will cover the news, some Power Rangers, some anime you should watch. And Sunday, it's like a horror news and horror movie. But till now, see you again. Before you leave, hit the like stream, share it, and that's it. And I'll wish you good night and goodbye. And also, I will be in a con next week, so depending on my time. So I'm out.